Anyway, ano
Ma'am,
pa lang naman
yes ma'am,
tayo,
excuse me.
orientation. Yes, ano yun?
Unsa ning 100 points, ma'am?
Ito yung ano, hands-on natin na pretest na you will do the guessing game. Okay? Ang ano niya, ang tawag nito, ang instruction nasa materials natin. By the way, sige, ipapakita ko buong screen ko ha, para makita nyo yung buong lahat ng activity meron tayo for your...
Pwede, pwede ma'am, mag-comply na ma'am.
Yes, of course, no problem with that. Okay, habol lang sa
Thank you.
mga hindi pa nakagawa. Okay, so i-share ko yung aking screen. Okay, there's one. So, ito yung ating Google Classroom. So, I have given you this one already. Yung class code niya is this one, 4N6 WZMN. So, pasok lang kayo dyan sa Google Classroom na yan. And then, you will see the following. Okay, so, for the meantime, we have, I think, 6 na nakaano dito, 6 activities na meron tayo dito, which is kasali yung araw na to. Okay? So, yung first na ginawa natin, yung first day natin, eto yun na part. Okay? So, yung written recognition of prior learning, eto yung part na eto. Okay? Again ha, when you answer this one, you don't have to send me the copy kasi nakikita ko naman kung ano yung score nyo. Okay? So, eto yung first activity natin, written test, pre-test. And then yung second activity natin, balik tayo, is etong practical demo. Ito yung 100 points na tinanong nyo. Okay? Ito yung you will send your program dito, i-attach mo lang siya and then you will give your parang input or for the experience you have encountered from this. Okay? Ito yung pangalawang activity. And yung pangatlong activity natin, again, yung activity na to, yung practical demo na to, ito yung guessing game, which is makikita nyo yung materials nito dito na part. Andito lahat ng mga materials na needed. So for the hands-on pretest, which is yung guessing game, ito yon. Okay, anong nangyari? Yan. So ito yon, ito yung instruction niya. So nandito lang po lahat sa ating Google Classroom. Okay? And then, yan, saan na yun? Balik tayo. So again, nandito lang lahat, pati yung ating recorded na session, andito lahat. Okay, kung para mahabol mo or maintindihan mo yung mga pinag-uusapan natin ngayon, I mean, maklear sa'yo yung mga bagay-bagay kasi baka meron akong babanggitin and then hindi mo alam yun. It could be nandito sa mga videos na to. Okay, so far, day 4 pa lang naman tayo. So we have 3 recorded session here. Okay, sa mga hindi pa nakapasok. Okay, and then, the other one is na activity. So we have 2 activity na nabanggit ko. The other activity is yung quiz natin kahapon. Okay? So for this one naman, anong nangyari? Naghang ako. Oops. Okay? So far may mga nakapasa na naman dito sa quiz na to. Okay? So tingnan natin ha, balikan natin. We have here diretso. Here sa instruction natin. Ito naman yung kahapon natin na activity. Okay? So ito yung kahapon natin na activity. Yan. And then, for the fourth activity natin, ito po yun, yung hands-on activity naman. Okay? So far, kanina may na-check ako and that is from, tama ba? Sige lang, maano natin yon. By the way, meron akong mga comment din sa sa mga nagpasa So far, isa pa lang mo naman ang nakomentan ko yata dito sa ano na to, day 3 hands-on activity. Okay, so again, please kindly comprehend the problem para ma-solve natin siya. Okay? So, may nakita ako kanina nagpasa pero hindi pa rin talaga siya tugma sa ano natin, sa problem na given. Sige lang, I will show you the
Start.
problem para pag-usapan natin. Okay? So,
Ma'am,
this
excuse me.
is,
Sige po,
yes
ma'am.
po.
Sige po.
Katong
Yes.
katong
Pwede pa mag-submit niya, ma'am.
activity ko pero
Kindly raise your hand muna para hindi tayo sabay-sabay. Raise your hand, please. Okay, una tayo kay Castillo. Yes, Jan?
Ma'am, pwede pa mag-submit niya, ma'am. Wala mo ko ni wifi din, ma'am.
Sure. Walang problema. Walang problema. That is good, sa ano natin, sa training natin. Kasi you can submit till such time na running pa yung training. Kahit malate, okay lang. Kasi naiintindihan naman namin yung resources talaga ninyo. Yun lang sana, wag paramihin yung mga activities na hindi nagagawa. Kasi kayo din yung mamroblema afterwards. And then, I think na-orient na din yung parents nyo, na-orient na din kayo regarding this, this training, diba? So, you really have to comply sa lahat ng activities nito. I don't know kung kahapon daw, meron daw kayong orientation together with the parents. So, yun. So, you can still comply hanggang hindi pa natatapos yung training natin. Okay, yun lang, wag lang iipon lahat para hindi kayo mahirapan.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Okay, welcome for that. Next is Killard.
nalimtan na ako, ma'am.
Sige, remember mo na lang muna, okay? And yun pala, sige Killard.
Activity good na tumang katong solving good, ma'am. Hapon tong mao na siya tong na-start ma'am to stop.
Yes, oo.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Oo. Yung ano din natin dyan, yung instruction din natin dyan is nandun din sa ano. Ito naman is para uploading lang, diba? So, uploading lang naman to. So, ang instruction din nasa materials pa din. Ito yung day 3 hands-on activity natin. Okay, naglo-load siya. Okay, so ito yung problem natin. So, now, ang sinasabi ko is, eto, intindihin natin. Sige, ipag-usapan muna natin bago tayo mag-proceed with our next na topic. Okay? So, ano ang problema dito? Ano yung hindi clear sa atin? Why is it hindi natin siya ma-solve talaga? I mean, may nakapasa but then as I check, meron akong comment actually, kindly read na lang that one. So as I check, hindi pa din siya, hindi na susolve eto na part. Ano yung pagkaintindi nyo dito na part sa letter A? Dalawang problem to ha, so 50-50 is equivalent to 100. So first one is find the largest of 3 numbers entered by user. Anong pagkaintindi nyo dyan na part? Based doon sa ating napag-usapan yung ating topic kahapon. Ito yung flowchart ha. Again, our problem here is we will find the largest of 3 numbers entered by the user. So ano yung mga symbol? Una yung gagamitin natin from that. Diba we have several symbols. Ano yung mga symbols na meron tayo? Someone? Anyone? Nakalimutan ba agad?
Katong ano ma'am, F, ano to, F equal B? Mawa to siya ma'am.
Hindi, yung flowchart. We are talking about the flowchart, yung different kinds of symbols. Ito, flowchart.
flow line. Kato ma'am, mga terminal block.
Yes. Yun, yung flow lines, terminal block, di ba? So, the usual ang ginagawa natin, pag merong inputs, ano ang gagamitin natin? Anong symbol ang gagamitin?
Data ma'am.
Data, okay? Yung data na merong, or also known as input-output block, tama? Okay, but before that, of course, you will start with, pag nagpa-flowchart kayo, you will start with what? Hello?
Connectors.
Connector ba? Pag yung first natin na symbol na gagamitin pag tayo?
Terminal ma'am.
Nagpa-flowchart? Okay, the terminal block. Okay? So, terminal block, una. Tapos, sige, ano natin ha? Gawa tayo ng,
Process.
ano tayo? Mag-word tayo para ano. Wait. Ano na lang. PowerPoint na lang. Open tayo ng PowerPoint presentation. Then, yun yung ating i-share sa inyo. Okay? So, from here, i-run natin siya and we will use a pen. Okay. So, here, una, the usual ang gagawin natin pag gumagawa tayo. We have here a start. Diba? Still remember this one? Kahapon lang to, diba? This is what we call, what kind of block is this? Or symbol?
Terminal block.
Okay, terminal block. Then after that, anong mangyayari?
Process ma'am. Ay, katong flow lines. Tapos process
Okay, we
dayo.
have the flow lines. Magpa-process ba tayo agad? Remember, the problem is, ano yung problem natin kanina? Find the largest of three numbers of entered. Diba? Of the three numbers entered by user. Process ba?
No, ma'am.
Ano ang gagamitin? It's entered. May sinabi kanina, di ba? Pag nag-accept ka ng information from a user, anong gagamitin na symbol?
Data ma'am.
Data. Very good. So, meron tayo dito. Anong ilalagay natin dito? Remember, we have three variables na three inputs na kailangan. So, you may use the read here. Tama ba? R lang ha, ilalagay ko read para ano. So, we have num1. It could be num1, num2, and num3. Kasi tatlong tatlong variable or tatlong inputs based dito. Tama ba?
Yes po ma'am.
Now the question here, how are we going to know or to get the largest number or largest input number na binigay ni user? Ano yung gagamitan natin ngayon na symbol?
And ano ma'am?
Yes?
Number 1, ma'am, num1.
Decision
Talagang,
blocks.
Okay, ano yun? May naririnig ako.
Decision block ma'am.
Okay, the decision block. Okay, so of course magpo-flow lines muna tayo. Meron akong na-check kanina na ang flow lines niya walang arrow. Di ba dapat may arrow? Okay, so kindly para malaman natin saan siya pupunta. Pag wala kasi siyang arrow, meaning two-way. Pwede siyang bumalik. That is what we call two-way. Okay? So, ganun yun. So, you have to put an arrow para we know kung saan direction tayo pupunta. So, this time, we will be using the decision block. Pasensya na sa drawing ko. Okay? By that, anong gagawin natin? Anong desisyon ang ating ilalagay dyan? Ano yung itatanong natin na answerable by yes or no? Or true or false? Balik tayo sa problem. Find the largest of three numbers entered by user. Parang sinasagutan na natin yung ano nyo, yung activity nyo, gawin nyo na lang in your part.
Ano ma'am, nakabuhat na ko ma'am, mahadlok lang ko mapasa basig mali, good ma'am.
Huwag matakot. Ang inaano ko naman pag once na mali, binabalik ko and then you may resubmit it again. Okay? So anong ilalagay natin dito? Hello? Tingnan natin kung may nagme-message. Wala naman. Saan kaya sila? So ano? Paano natin malalaman na si N1 is greater than N2 or among sa tatlo na inputs, sino yung largest? Ano yung condition na ilalagay natin?
Si N3 ma'am.
Ha?
Si N3.
N3, anong gagawin natin kay N3? Ano gagawin natin kay N3? Okay, para lang yung ano, if you will base it in ano, like for example, sa height. Yung isang bata mas matangkad sa pangalawang bata. Pero yung pangalawang bata is mas maliit sa pangatlong bata. So, sino ang pinaka matangkad?
Ma'am, ano ma'am, ganing N1 greater than N2?
Sige, tingnan natin. Wait lang, erase muna natin ha. Balik tayo. So, we have here, ano yon? Sino ba yon?
N1.
Babilan. Sino nga yon?
Medalya, ma'am.
Kirby? Okay, Kirby. So, N1
Greater than N2.
greater than N2. Pasokin mo muna natin, no? Then after that, Kirby, anong mangyayari? Pag true siya, saan siya pupunta? Halimbawa, dito si true. Ano ang gagawin niya? If N1 is greater than N2, what will happen?
Ano ma'am,
Display.
N1 greater than...
Ano yon? Yes, you may you may use several decision block.
Display is a greater.
Ha? Display na agad. Meron pang isang entry. Iko-compare pa, di ba?
I'm yes ba or no, ma'am?
Oo. So, dito, halimbawa, kung si N1 is greater than N2, so magto-true siya. So, ngayon, pag true siya, ano ang gagawin mo?
Itong, paano, ma'am, line, tawagan eh.
Konti na lang.
Mag-arrow.
So from this decision block is malalaman natin kung si N1 is greater than kay N2. Okay, ngayon, pag greater than siya, pupunta siya dito. Pag hindi, pupunta siya kay false. The question is, kung, tawag nito, kung true siya, unahin natin kay true, ano pa yung gagawin niya bago siya mag-stop? Or bago siya mag-display?
Data, ma'am.
Magdi-data tayo agad? Hindi mo pa natetest
In
eh kung mas mataas ba or mas mataas ba ang value? Yes, sino 'yon?
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your hand again, please. Medyo choppy.
N1.
Sino 'yon? Kindly raise your hand, please, para maano ko. Okay, Kirby. Ano yung susunod, Kirby? Putol-putol ka, Kirby. Hindi ko maintindihan, Kirby.
N greater than N2. Greater equal
Anong Kirby? Excuse, anong gamit mo? Phone or laptop or desktop?
Phone na yung gamit, ma'am.
Phone. Okay. Sayang sana siya ang ipako-control ko sana. Sige. Ano yun, Curb? Medyo putol-putol eh. Oo nga eh. Nagbabad network nga ako kanina.
Marinig na, ma'am.
Oo, okay na. Sige, Curb.
N1 greater than N3 and N1 greater than N2 and N1 greater.
Okay, so meaning ba
Ano
we
po,
will
ma'am?
have another decision block? Tama? Am I doing it right according sa ano mo? Tagal, ang pangit niya.
N1 greater than N2 and N greater equal.
Putol-putol talaga, pero parang ganito naman ang sinabi ni Kirby. Eto ba, Curve? N1 greater than N3. Tama?
Okay po,
Now,
ma'am.
now dito naman, if N1 is greater than N3, so true ito naman magiging false. Ano ba to? Wait for a while, ha? Okay, ito yung magiging false. So, dito na part, ito yung, since malalaman mo, kung si N1 man is greater than kay N2, then true yon. Then, if si N1 naman is greater than N3, meaning, pag true siya, meaning siya na yung pinakamalaki na value. And that will be the time na it could be you will print. Ito na yung data na halimbawa, you will say print. Pangit ko mag-ano dito. Print N1. Kasi siya yung pinaka malaki. Then after that, eto na yung time na we will have another terminal block kasi ang purpose lang naman natin is i-identify ang highest number. So you may add here, pwede mong i-add, halimbawa gusto mo medyo para clear yung pagkalagay mo na siya yung highest number, pwede mong print the highest number. Ang hirap naman ito. The highest number, sige, ano ko na lang ha, ganyan siya. The highest number is, yan. Tapos, eto, concatenation. Okay? Yung ganyan na, you may use this one or yung plus sign. Ganyan. Then, N1. Ganyan siya. And then after that, since na-print niya na, stop na yung program. Now, in this part, eto naman, since N1, anong mangyayari dito sa false naman ito? Anong gagawin natin? Sige, balik na lang muna tayo dito sa first natin na decision. Pag si N1 is greater than N2, pag false siya, anong gagawin mo naman dito na part? Pag false siya, meaning mas malaki si N2, di ba? Now, ano yung gagawin mo dito na part? Hello, anyone?
Balik na lang.
Anong babalaktarin natin?
Si Into na silang maging greater than N1, ma'am.
What do you mean? N2, we will have another decision block here. Then N2 greater than N3, N1? What do you mean?
Bali, ano ma'am, kanina? N2 greater than N1 and N2 greater equal N3.
Greater than, eto. Wag na natin sigurong gamitin yung equal. So yan na lang. Kasi we are aiming for for the greater value. So hindi useful yung equal sign. So greater than na lang. So eto na, since hindi na si N1 ang greater kay N2, si N2 na yung itetest natin. Okay? Now dito sa N2 naman, tatanungin natin, or we will weigh the condition if it is greater than N3. Pag greater than N3, ang gagawin mo, pag true, halimbawa this is true, halimbawa lang ha, so we will print again na, P na lang ilagay ko ha, print, same sa dito, the highest, tuldok na lang, then pwedeng and N2. Kasi mas highest siya kay N3, meaning siya yung larger value. Then after that, dito siya. Magsa-stop siya. Okay? Pag false naman siya, meaning, anong mangyayari? Pag false ito na condition, anong gagawin niya? Hi. Hello.
Ma'am, choppy kasi nakuha, ma'am. Unique yung signal,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, sige, balikan natin. Okay, eto na part, yung decision block natin, N2 is greater than N3. Pag true siya, meaning, si N2 yung highest value. So, ipiprint natin, then we will stop yung ating process. Kasi nakuha na natin yung goal natin, nakukunin natin yung highest value. This time, si false naman yung titingnan natin. Pag false yung yung condition na to, what will happen? This is very important ha, kasi one way to solve a problem is using this flowchart. And I think in my part, flowchart is more friendly compared to pseudocode and algorithm. So, mas madali siyang tingnan kasi naka-graphical siya. Okay, so here, possible, ang magiging sagot natin, halimbawa, since si N1 is not greater than N2, so, and then si N2 is not greater than N3, possible, ang magiging sagot natin dito is si N3 ang magiging natin, highest value. So magpiprint na tayo dito na si N3 ang ating highest value. Ano yan ha? The highest value is tapos N3. Then we will stop our process. This one, you don't have to worry about it na diretso. Gagawin natin, stop na siya. Okay? Isa-stop na natin siya kasi nga, hindi na siya, tawag nito, since si N1 is greater than N2, and then si N1 is greater than N3, meaning wala nang ibang gagawin, kundi magsa-stop na siya. Okay? Or, in this way, kung magsa-stop kasi siya, wala tayong maibibigay na result. So, pwedeng gagawin, balik tayo, pwede natin gawin, erase natin to. Pag false siya, we will make it na dadaan. Since si N3 hindi pa natitest kay N2, pwede natin siyang gawin dito na lang. Para may result talaga tayo. Yan. So, N1 is greater than N3, false. So, ititest niya ngayon si N3 kay N2. So, base here, si N2 ba is greater than N3, then pag true, then print niya dito and false, meaning si N3 ang magiging highest value. And this is the answer for your first problem natin dito na part. That's how you make a flow chart. Diba? Simple problem lang ang andyan, pero akala mo madali lang siyang gawin kasi very lang yung binigay na information. But pag iisa-isahin mo talaga, dito maipapasok natin yung programming cycle na pinag-usapan natin kahapon, na you really have to analyze the problem. You should know the problem and analyze it para ma-solve mo siya ng maayos. So, di ba? From here, ito yung nagiging result natin. So, this is an example of having a flowchart. Okay? Dito naman for letter B natin, again, you will not input a value here. So, hindi ka mag-i-input ng value. So, meaning, assigning of value ka ahead of time. Maybe you will have a variable na and you will put a value from it. Of course, you will start with the with the zeros. Okay, so ano ba yung sabi nga natin kahapon? You will, possible you will display yung, tawag nito, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Yun yung mga even numbers natin, diba? But, of course, we will not print that one na parang baka ang gagawin nyo diretso. Okay? Magne-next tayo, ha? Gawa tayo ng another one. Okay? So, halimbawa, baka ang gagawin nyo, ang ibibigay nyo sa akin is mag-start kayo. Sige, as if start na yan, ha? And then baka ang gagawin nyo is magpiprint kayo ng kayo ang mag-identify ng 2, 4, blah, blah, blah. Hindi ganun, ha? Dapat gagawa kayo ng condition. Si condition ang magsasabi if even ba yun or not, then magkakaroon siya ng looping. Yung looping na tinatawag natin is, like for example, halimbawa, meron tayong condition. Sige, unahin natin yung, halimbawa, process tayo, nag-assign tayo ng value. Halimbawa, si A equals to 0. Halimbawa lang, ha? And then, nag-condition tayo. Ang pangit talaga naman. Hindi ko nakokontrol yung kamay ko. Sorry lang. Okay? So, halimbawa, we have a decision block here. Is A, halimbawa, lesser than 50. Tapos, if true, Halimbawa, ang gagawin natin, magpiprint siya. Halimbawa lang to ha. Hindi to sagot sa letter B. Halimbawa lang to. So, halimbawa, ipiprint niya yung value ni A. Tapos, pagkatapos niya nag-print ng value ni A, diretso, dito siya. I mean, not that one. Erase ko muna to. Okay, balik ko siya dito. Yan. But of course, para mag-stop siya kasi with this, ang mangyayari is magiging unlimited yung kanyang looping. So, dapat meron akong control. Dapat meron ditong, wait lang ha. Dapat meron ditong mag-i-increment tayo para mag-stop siya. Para aabot siya from 0, magiging 1, 2, 3, 4. So, it could be A equals to A plus 1. And then, from here, balik ko siya dito para matest kung A is lesser than 50 pa din. Okay? Hanggat lesser than 50 siya, maglo-loop siya. Paulit-ulit. Kung hindi na siya lesser than 50, false na siya. So meaning, magsa-stop ang ating process or program. Okay? So this is an example of looping na part. Na paulit-ulit siya ang execution till such time ma-false na to. Okay? So ganun, ito yung idea para sa inyong, tawag na to, bad network na naman ako. Para dito sa letter B ninyo na problem. Okay na tayo? I hope nabigyan ko kayo ng idea about it para ma-solve nyo. Kasi as I check it, kanina isa pa lang yung nagpasa and then nagbigay ako ng instruction doon para makorek. Kasi 'di ba ang goal natin always 80% ang dapat na makuha nyong points or score sa every activity natin. Kasi yun din yung i-apply natin yung ruling ni TESDA. Okay? So, any question? Hello? Yes, Michael?
Ma'am, same lang ba sila sa ma'am, sa B, ma'am? Para example ni mo, ma'am.
Eto siya, yung letter B natin. Same siya, pero meron kang paglalaruan na condition.
Yes po,
Oo, meron kang paglalaruan na condition lang. Oo. May looping kasi na
Condition lang
mangyayari.
po, ma'am. Yung mga symbols, ma'am, same lang sila, ma'am, or may lahion po, ma'am.
Ang symbols, tingnan natin. Parang ganito lang lahat yata. Kasi all you have to do, kasi 'di ba hindi ka naman kukuha ng value ng user, so meaning assign ka na agad diretso ng using the process block. Assign ka na diretso ng ng value. And then ang condition mo lang is kasi 'di ba malalaman natin siya ang even numbers using the modulo sign, kagaya ng ginamit natin last time. So yun, medyo ibahin nyo dito. And at the same time kasi, it could be magkakaroon kayo ng dalawang decision block kasi you will have to test kung pang-sampung na ba siya, printing na ba siya. May counter kasi kayong gagawin. 'Di ba? So, aside from kukunin mo yung even numbers, yun yung para sa condition mo na possible una ba siya o pangalawa. Then, ang another one is dapat 10 beses o 10 even numbers lang ang ipiprint mo. So, possible, dalawang decision block ang gagamitin nyo dito para magawa nyo tong letter B. Okay tayo? Nakakasakit sa ulo ang
Sige po, ma'am.
Pero ganyan talaga, challenging naman talaga siya pag once. Pero gustong-gusto ko ito na part kasi siya talaga, mapapaisip ka kung paano mo talaga isosolve, paano ka magka-come up with tamang sagot para ma-solve ang isang problem. Ganun always. Ganun kasi pag programmer ka. Hindi enough yung marunong ka lang mag-program, hindi enough alam mo lang yung syntax. you really have to know how to solve a problem. And to solve a problem, you have to know the step by step. Okay? So, ano yung una kong gagawin para ma-solve ko yung problem? Eto ba? A-accept ba ako ng value from a user o hindi ko kailangan ng a user input? Or magde-decision block ba ako or diretso magpiprint na ako? Yung mga ganon. Always go back to the given problem and try to dig deeper and understand it deeper. Okay? Kasi pag titingnan mo, display the first 10 even numbers. Kasi you can display naman directly ay 10 even numbers, di ba? Na tayo mismo ang magde-define sino si even numbers. But then again, we are talking about computers, computer program. So, we will let the computer works according sa instruction na ibibigay natin sa kanya. Ganun yon. Kasi if titingnan mo, if tao ang magsusolve nito, diretso ipiprint niya, print 2, print 4, print 6, print, ganun, paulit-ulit lang. Diba? But then again, we are talking about computer, so we will let the computer works. Then, task natin, kasi we are assuming that we are the programmer here. We are the analyst here. So, tayo ang magpo-provide ng ating program, ng instruction kay computer para magawa niya yung tama ang trabaho niya. Ganun yun. Okay? So, yun po. Okay, so, okay na tayo. Proceed tayo sa ating new topic. Okay, para hindi tayo mahuli. So, okay na tayo. Meron pa ba tayong question about this, May question pa ba or clarification? Yes, Daryl?
Ma'am, mangutana lang ko, ma'am. Katugong, ma'am, tong sa to A0, asa to siya makita, ma'am?
A is a variable. So, ikaw ang magde-define. Ikaw bahala kung anong pangalan ng variable mo. Parang katulad lang din yung binigay natin kanina na sample na N1, N2, N3. Tayo magde-define. Tayo bahala kung anong pangalan nun. Yung N1 na yun,
Sige, ma'am.
pwede yung maging, num1, num2. So, same with A, pwede yun siya XYZ. Ganun naman the usual pag nasa tayo. Pero better if you are naming your variable, it should be close to its functionalities always. So, ano ba yung purpose ng A na yon? So, pwede mo siyang pangalanan ng ganun. So, it's up to you. Ikaw magpapangalan. Okay? Okay tayo doon, Daryl?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, sige. So, proceed tayo with our new topic. Okay, hopefully, medyo naliwanagan tayo sa ating activity. Okay, again, naiintindihan ko mahirap siya sa mahirap talaga. But then, if we will give more time to it and focus to it and understand it deeper, masasagot natin siya. Hindi man ganun kadali, pero very satisfying siya pag once na natin siya, na-solve natin siya. Okay? So, yun. So, again, you may go back to the to this recorded video later. Okay? Recorded naman siya. So, pwede nyo siyang balik-balikan yung sinabi ko kanina. But for the meantime, proceed muna tayo sa ating second topic. Okay? So, yan. Okay, so proceed tayo with our new topic. So this is our day 4. And our topic for our day 4 is elements of Java. Under this topic, we will talk about the environment setup. Wait lang ha for a while. Identifiers, reserve words, the main method, the saving, compiling, and debugging syntax errors, executing and debugging logical errors, the comments, and the import statement. Okay? So, teka lang, we will, lang muna. inuubo. Okay, so from here, yan. What is this? What is Java anyway? So last time, kahapon lang, okay. Kahapon lang, we, tawag niya to, we discuss about programming languages, different kinds of programming languages. And we have two types of programming languages. The first one is a low level, and the second one is the high level. Under the low level programming languages, we have what we call machine language and the assembly language. So those languages are directly communicating to our hardware. So in terms of performance, they are more faster compared to our high-level languages. Okay, now go back to a high-level language. Java is one of our high-level language. Okay, so Java is one of the most popular and general programming language now. It is a class-based, object-oriented portable, object-oriented programming language, and designed to be portable, which means that you can find it on all platforms, operating systems, and devices. So that is Java. And Java is usually used to build Android applications, desktop applications, and video games. Okay, so kung you will dig deeper with all your games, a lot of it is designed using Java. Okay, so that's why sabi nga natin during the orientation, it is advantage on your part if you know how to do a program using Java. Okay? So Java is usually used to yun nga, it is commonly used as server side language for enterprise level backend development also. And then Java programming is a highly sought after skill, as knowing it opens a lot of avenues in terms of employment. If you will try to look for a job sa job street, sa online natin, ang daming na hinahanap is a programmer that knows how to do a program using a Java. Kasi when we talk about Java, sabi nga natin, you can make a program of it, you can make a website from it, and you can make a simple or a desktop or standalone program from it. Okay? So, and then that's why, if we talked about test the qualification, si Java ang andyan. Aside from the web na meron tayo and the game development tayo. C# so far wala siya. Okay? C wala ding support sa testa. Okay? So yun po. Now, what is a Java pala talaga? Okay? So ano ba talaga yung Java? Okay, again, balikan natin. Java is a high-level programming language and developed by Sun Microsystem. And what purpose? For what purpose? The first purpose why we are doing or why this Java developed is because of business applications and interactive web-based internet application. Okay? Purely business application siya. Okay? Java can be used to write programs that run on any operating system. So pwede siya kay Windows, pwede siya kay Mac OS, pwede din siya kay Linux. Okay? And then pwede din siya sa mga devices natin such as PCs, phones, and tablet computers. Okay? So, and Java runs on a wide variety of computers and devices because of the what we call Java Virtual Machine or the JVM natin. Okay? So, wait lang. We will admit muna yung gustong mag-join. Okay, wait for a while. Again, balik tayo. Java runs on a wide variety of computers, devices because of the Java virtual machine. Okay, so it is an environment that actually translate the Java bytecode. When we say Java bytecode, it is a compiled format for Java programs or machine language for JVM, yung .class file natin. So into a machine language and execute it. So nandun yung translation, kumbaga. Okay, so programming statements written in a high-level language are collectively known as source code. So as we have discussed yesterday, di ba? When we say source code, or the source code is created using a text editor or development environment such as NetBeans. Okay, so sabi nga natin kung wala tayong NetBeans, we can use the text editor. Anong text editor meron tayo? Pwede yung Sublime Text, pero meron din tayong Notepad, okay? Notepad++. And then aside from that, we can also use yung mga web sites na nagko-compile. Pwede yung si JDoodle or tsaka si Programmis natin. Okay? So it was given to you, di ba, last time then. Now, for the development environment, it is a set of tools actually that help write programs easily. Okay? Such as NetBeans natin. Yun yung IDE, sinasabi natin. Okay, so the statements are saved in a file, then the Java compiler converts the source code into a binary program of bytecode. Kasi nga, di ba, high-level programming languages are written in a language that is a human language or natural language we have. But then the machine or the computer only understand the machine language, which is the zeros and ones. So we have to translate the high-level language into a machine language. Kaya nga sinabi natin kanina na if we will compare the low-level programming language from a high-level programming language, mas mabilis talaga si low-level kasi walang translation na mangyayari. While ang kay high-level, kailangan pa ng translation. So it takes time pa bago siya mag-re-release ng output ng program mo. Okay? So, yun, a program that translates, it could be the interpreter, then checks the bytecode and communicates with the operating system. Then executing the bytecode instructions line by line within the Java virtual machine. So, we have an example, or we have here, yan siya. Okay? So, we have the Java source code una, yung ginawa natin na program. Again, the source code is stored on a disk and a file with extension name .java. Sabi ko nga, if you will make a program, you must save it na naka.java. Halimbawa, ang pangalan ng program mo is guessing game. So dapat isi-save mo siya guessing game.java. Okay, ganun siya. And then after that, so meron ka ng code, if we will compile it, we will try to run this one using a Java compiler. So compiler creates bytecode that is stored on a disk and a file with extension name class. Okay, of course, it will create an extension class or extension name class if tama ang iyong code. Wala siyang error. Syntax free kumbaga. Okay? So again, meron ka ng naka.java na file. Pag compile mo, pag wala ng error doon, gagawa siya ng another file na, like for example, guessing game.java yung sayo. Pero during compilation, meron siyang gagawin pang isang file na ang pangalan is still guessing game, pero meron siyang .class, hindi siya .java. And that will be created if yung iyong Java code or yung source code mo is syntax free. Okay? So, ganun yun. After kay Java compiler, pupunta siya ngayon kay Java virtual machine. Now, si Java virtual machine, eto na yung kanyang gagawin, yung java.exe na ang tinitingnan. So, meron na tayong .java Ito naman dot class. Ito naman kay JVM, java.exe naman sa kanya. Okay, perform security checks and translate bytecode to machine language which executes, of course, with the help of our Java interpreter. After that, pupunta siya ngayon kay computer operating system. Okay? Now, si computer operating system, siya yung may task para gawin yung gustong pinapagawa sa kanya based on kay source code. Then after that, magkakaroon siya, magbibigay siya ng output, ibabalik niya dito na part. And that will be the time also na meron tayong nakikitang output na in our end as a programmer pag once nagtetest tayo ng ating code. Okay, this is what happened sa ating Java environment. Okay, any questions so far? Hello? So far, sa pinag-uusapan natin, ano yung, meron ba tayong mga tanong?
Wala po, ma'am.
Okay, sige. Thank you for that. Again, if you have a question, just turn on your audio and state your name. Okay, para ma-call natin yung attention nyo. Okay, so next is, we have two types of program in Java. Okay, so the first one is we have the application, and under this application, we have console application and windowed application. Okay, so later, magbibigay tayo ng example nito or graphical na example. Okay, so the other one is for the applet. Okay, hindi siya yung Apple iOS ha. Applet. Okay, so for the application, it is a standalone program. Okay, standalone program meaning hindi kailangan ng internet connection. Diba? So hindi mo siya makikita sa websites, sa mga ano natin, sa browser natin. Diba? Kasi stand-alone lang siya. So meaning wala siyang, kumbaga yung kanyang storage or yung kung saan kakailanganin mo yung data niya is andun lang din sa kung saan siya naka-install na computer or laptops. Okay? So again, we have a console application. So it supports character output to a computer screen and a DOS window. What is a DOS window? Ito yung command prompt natin. Okay, later I will give you the picture of it. And then we have a windowed application. So it creates a GUI or graphical user interface with elements such as menus, buttons, dialog box, and etc. And then we also have an applet. An applet, eto siya, kung si application is a standalone program, si applet naman is a program embedded in a web page. It runs in a browser. So, pwede na to siyang, like ang kanyang storage is nakaseparate. Kasi it could be nasa cloud ang kanyang mga data, ang database niya. Unlike with the application we have. Okay, so again, application is a standalone while applet is a program embedded in a web page and can be run through the use of our browser. And then, for example, na sinasabi natin kanina, a console in a windowed application. This one, etong sa taas, this is our console. So, pwede nating patatakbuhin yung program natin using our command prompt. Saan natin siya makikita? Just type sa ating, tingnan natin dito, wait lang. I-share ko yung aking screen. And my whole screen. So, dito na part. So, you can have just, yan, si command prompt. Ito siya. So, pwede mong patatakbuhin yung iyong program dito sa ating command prompt. Okay? So, later, papakita pa natin yung mga sample. So, for the meantime, tapusin muna natin yung ating discussion. Okay? And then, saan na ba tayo? Okay, wait lang ha. We will go back to our presentation. Okay, this one. So again, this is an example of our console application. And then this one is our window application. Okay? Window kasi meron na tayong graphics na nakikita. Okay? Hindi na siya textual. So meron na tayong text box, label. We also have the button. Diba? Meron na tayong mga nakikitang all you have to do is to click lang, diba? So unlike here, lahat ng command mo is dito. Dapat knowledgeable ka with all the commands na directly mag-i-instruct kay computer kung ano yung gusto mong mangyari. Okay? But still, andun pa rin yung program na ginawa mo, yung naka.java na program. Ang gagawin mo lang is i-command mo si computer kung ano yung gagawin mo sa program mo. Okay? So later, makikita natin kung ano yung gagawin yan. Or paano siya gagawin. Okay? Next is okay, so this is an example of a simple Java program. Okay, so in a simple Java program, so this program is written in this example, we have 7 lines. Okay, 7 lines, and its only task is to display the first Java application. Eto, wala lang, i-display niya lang yung word na yan. Okay? So, Java is a case sensitive. Okay? In terms of, like for example, this one, itong public class, that is a reserved words or keywords. Later, I will discuss that one. Like for example, ito siya, yung class name natin, first Java program. Okay? Kung paano mo siya isinulat dyan, and if you need this class, this program, dapat ganun ang pagkatawag mo. Case sensitive in a way, pag big letter ang J, big letter dapat siya. So ganun siya. Kung small letter siya, dapat small letter siya, or else magkakaproblema tayo. Like for example, sa static na keyword, it should be small. But then if you will put a big letter S here, then magkaka-error na tayo. And that will be a syntax error already. Okay? So very strict siya. Okay? So again, uppercase and lowercase letters are considered different. Okay? Hindi siya automatic na i-correct ka. No, walang ganon kay Java. Okay? So, again, in Java, all code is grouped into classes. So, kaya meron tayo ditong class name. Okay? So, a class is the basic unit of a Java program. Okay? So, the definition of the class starts with an access modifier. Okay, so public in the example program, this is what we call access modifier. Access modifier will identify if it is, para lang din sa Facebook, naka-public ka, naka-private ka, yung mga ganon. So public meaning other programming or other class, other classes or other codes can call this class kasi naka-public siya. Okay? Pero kung naka-private siya, kung saan mo lang siya pinakilala, doon lang siya kilala. So, pwede kasi, from here, pwedeng mag-extends tayo. Okay? So, ipapakilala mo siya sa ibang classes kung naka-private siya. Okay? So, if naka-public siya, meaning open siya sa lahat. Ganun lang. Para lang din yung sa ano natin, account natin sa Facebook or other social medias. Okay? So, gano'n. So, this one, yung ating identifier, etong class name natin, is, eto yung mag-define for accessibility natin. Okay? Pag tatawagin mo siya, then, with the use of its class name, then magagamit mo kung anong meron dito sa program niya. Okay? So, this followed by the keyword class. Eto. Class, again, is a keyword also. Okay? So, every class definition is enclosed within a pair of curly brackets or braces. So, eto. Eto. Ang partner niya is eto. So, meaning, lahat ng meron dito is under kay class na first Java program. Okay? So these braces mark the beginning and the body of the program of the class. So pag once nag-open curly brace ka, meaning beginning yon. Pag nag-close curly brace ka, meaning ending na yon ng program mo. Okay, so again, in the example program, first Java program is the name of the Java. Okay, again, this is the name of the Java or the name of the class. I mean, not name of the Java, name of the class or name of the program could be. So take note of it that it is a good practice to capitalize the first letter of each word in a class name. Para maano natin siya, ma-differentiate natin siya if we are talking about a class name or we are talking about a variable name. Okay, so as much as possible, if you are naming your class or your program, start with a capitalized letter here. Kagaya nito, F. Diba? And then each, kung sobra 2 words naman siya, ay 1 word, then each word should be capitalized. Like dito, first Java program. Ganun siya. Okay? Hindi naman siya mag-error. But then as a programmer, if you are, di ba sometimes you will encounter some errors. It could be syntax errors or logical errors. But then, ang mangyayari niyan is you will do the debugging. Di ba? I-fix mo siya. So ngayon, paano mo madaling matrace kung hindi mo masyado na-organize yung program mo? Okay, so yun yung ano natin, parang standard. Pag once na naka-start ng ang isang name na nag-start siya with the tawag nito capitalized or big letter, that means that is a what we call the class name, not a variable name. Okay, later we will talk about the variable name. This time class name muna. Okay, so in this part, the class name is first Java program. Okay, so the main method here, this is our main method. Okay, the main method is a special method that serves as the entry point of program execution. For the compiler, during the compilation of your program, ang mangyayari, ang hahanapin niya is your main method. Pag yung program mo is walang main method, magbibigay siya ng error. Kasi si compiler, una niyang titingnan kung meron kang main method. Okay? Kung wala kang main method, possible, it could be wala siyang error but then wala siyang lalabas na output based sa mga statement na meron ka. Okay? So, saan ba tayo? Okay, a Java class, balik tayo doon. A Java class can only have one main method. Always remember that. We have only one main method. And then when executing a Java program, the execution always begins with the main method. Kaya nga sabi ko kanina na always dapat pag may program ka, you will start or you should have a main method unless that class na ginagawa mo is not the main class also. Pwedeng ganon. But if that class is a main class, then you should have a main method. Okay? Ma'am, possible ba yung isang class walang main method? Yes, possible. If that is not a main class. Okay, meaning hindi siya yung first class na tatawagin. Okay? So yun. And then from that class kasi, yung hindi siya main class, ang gagawin niya lang is gagamitin, possible from the main class, tatawagin niya lang para gamitin yung mga functions or methods na naka-define doon. Ganun yung gamit ng mga subclasses natin. Okay? So, ganun yun. So, the example Java program contains only one program statement, which is this one. Okay? Diba? And then a statement in action that the program has to perform. So, ito yung magsasabi na kung ano yung gagawin or ano yung magiging output ng ating program. Okay? So, in this programming statement naman, okay, so yan, naka-define na siya. Okay, so the text first Java application, which is this one, is a literal string. Okay, which is a series of characters that appear exactly as entered. So kung ano yung nakalagay dyan, yun yung i-display na output. Okay, so walang ibang flowering words or something pa. Kung ano yung exact word na meron na makikita mo dyan, yan yung lalabas. So again, any literal string in Java appears between double quotation. Okay? Huwag niyong kalimutan itong double quotation na yan. All literal strings appears between double quotation always. Okay? So the string first Java application appears within the parenthesis because it is an argument to a method. Okay? And arguments to a method always appear with a parenthesis. So, eto. Yung ganyan. Ay, yung kumbaga nakaganyan. Okay? Then, arguments are information passed to a method so it can perform its task. Okay? So, ganun yun. Kaya siya naka-parenthesis dyan. Then, the method that is being passed in the example program is the println. Another one here. Anong purpose ng println na yan? Okay? Actually, this method, okay, method din siya, kumbaga, reserve ni built-in ni Java na method, embedded method na. So, existing na siya kumbaga. Okay? One of the keywords na siya, and reserve words. So, this method actually and the print method are both used in producing output. But what is the difference between the println and the print is that sa println, it moves the insertion point to the following line after the output is displayed. Magne-next line siya kumbaga. Okay? So, the out statement naman, again ha, pag yung print mo may ln, meaning meron siyang next line. Okay? Pero kung ayaw mo magne-next line, after the printing, alisin mo yung ln na yan. Okay, that's the difference between the print and the println method. Okay, now for the out here, okay, for the out here, in this statement, it is an object defined in the system class that refers to the standard output device and usually the monitor. So, ito yung nagsasabi ng standard output device. Okay, yung out na to. Okay, so it is defined by the system class or in the system class. So ito yung program, example ng program statement na meron tayo. Okay, so balikan natin yung example natin. And please try to remember that one. Again, ang possible output nito is just to print the first Java program here. First Java application. Kumbaga sa flowchart natin, ito yung sa data na part na ipiprint na natin yung gusto nating iprint. Okay? Okay, pakitingnan siya kasi yung next example is a problem solving. Okay? Sige, siguro na nyo na, napag-aralan nyo na siya. So again, we have a class here. This is our main method. Okay? And then this is our program statement. And of course, huwag kalimutan din, ang method natin is followed by the beginning and the ending na curly brace. And always remember, every program statement, it ends with a semicolon. Okay? Meaning, tapos na yung programming statement na yun. Ito yung, parang ending niya ng one line na yun. Okay? Pag wala yan siya, mag-error tayo. Okay? So, always remember that one. So, next, proceed tayo with our exercise 1. Yan. Write a Java program with a class name single line. The program should display welcome to computer programming 1. Use the print method. Who wants to try? Again, write a Java program with a class name single line. The program should display welcome to the computer programming 1. Use the print method. Sino mag-try?
Ma'am, sa asa siya, ma'am, sa Notepad++ sulat?
Pwede. Oo,
Pwede?
pwede lang din nating, sige, dito tayo. Sa ano natin, sa,
Sana, ma'am.
pwede nyong, dito tayo sa ano ko. Wait lang ha. So again, ang purpose lang natin, remember the purpose, na ang goal lang natin is to print a one line. Tama ba? Welcome to Computer Programming 1. Okay, and we
Sige
will
daw,
use
ma'am,
the print
sample.
method. Sige, tingnan natin. I-display ko muna yung aking tawag dito. Apache. This one. Okay, so this is the IDE I'm using. So this is Apache NetBeans. So in your part, it's up to you kung ano yung gagamitin nyo ha. So in here, I will add a Java class. So pwede kong gawin na exercise. No. Exercise 1. Okay. So finish. Okay, so eto na siya. Diretso siya. Yan. So ang gagawin mo na lang if you want to, so we will make a, what is good with this, kasi meron siyang suggestion. So public static void
Ma'am, sa
main.
Microsoft yan, ma'am.
This is not a Microsoft, this is an IDE, a NetBeans one. This is where you program. But then if you don't have a NetBeans, you may use yung mga notepad, yung text editor, notepad. So pwede mong doon ka mag-program, and then later on you will tawag nito, run that one sa ano natin. It could be in console or it could be here. Okay? So yun. So for the meantime, so again, we have a class named exercise 1, and then we have a main method here. Don't forget to put the parameter here. It will define kung yung task niya is to accept or get a value from other method, kumbaga. So string args, and then here, so ano yung ano natin? Problem?
Ano
We
ba?
will
System.
write a Java program with a class name single line. Dapat pala single line yung kanyang class name. Sorry naman. Sige lang. I-ano lang natin. Wait lang ha. Gawa tayo. Dapat i-follow natin yung ano. All screen ko na lang para ano. Okay? Yan. Okay? So, ito yung problem. So, dapat pala single line yung ating class name. So, we will make another one. New class. Okay? So, we have single line. Okay? And then finish. Okay? Para hindi tayo paulit-ulit sa coding. Okay? And then we will just... Okay. Again, a reminder, your class name should be the same with with your file name. Okay? Which is single line. Okay? So, etong package, bakit siya naman problema daw? Ihayaan lang natin muna yan. Okay. We will try to, muna. Okay. So, yan. And then, after that, base instruction, the program should display welcome to the computer programming 1. And we will use the print method. So, ano dapat dito? Who wants to try? Ano ilalagay natin?
System?
Ma'am, ako,
Okay,
ma'am.
system.
Ano, ma'am? System.out.
Sige, try muna natin. Print ln ba? According here, anong gagamitin daw?
Print day.
Dapat print lang daw. Wala daw next line. Okay, yun yung ano nila, difference lang naman. Pag may ln, may next line. Pag wala, walang next line. Okay, ano agad dito ilalagay?
Ayan, ma'am.
Ano na sunod? System.out.print. After that, anong ilalagay natin?
Welcome to computer programming, ma'am.
Okay, welcome to Computer Programming 1. Okay, welcome to Computer Programming 1. Okay na ba to? Okay na?
Opo, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sige. Try natin, run. It should display. Anong dapat
Ma'am,
output niya?
ba't iba nakikita kung ano, ma'am?
Welcome to welcome to computer programming 1, ma'am.
Sino yun? Teka, wait lang. Anong ibang nakikita?
Ayan, okay na, ma'am.
Okay. Sige, sige. Okay, so from here, we will compile the program and run the program. So dito natin makikita, if you are using Apache, dito makikita yung output.
Nawala
Okay.
naman, ma'am.
Sige lang, baka kasi medyo mahina yung mga internet connection natin ngayon. Just wait for it na lang. Okay, so after this, so ito na yung program natin. We will compile this one, run. Okay, we will run that one and then it should display, ayan, welcome to Computer Programming 1. So as you have observed, wala siyang next line, kaya yung build successful natin is naka straight line lang sa kanya. If meron yung LN, ang mangyayari dyan is, run natin, nasa next line na yan siya. Yan. So yun yung difference ng LN at saka yung walang LN. Okay. So next problem tayo. Okay na tayo. May question tayo dito na part. So far, madali pa lang, no? May tanong ba? Just raise your hand if you have a question or turn on your audio and say your name. I think wala na, no? So proceed tayo with the next problem. Here. You will write a program with a class name print2. The program should display hi developers and welcome to Java programming in separate lines. Use the println method. So this time, dalawa yung i-display mo. Yung hi developers at saka welcome to Java programming. So ang ano natin dito is magkakaroon tayo ng 2 lines, kaya siya print2. So ito dapat yung pangalan ng ating program or yung class natin. So this time, who wants to try? Tingnan yung problem. Call my attention if you want to try it. If you are using a laptop or a desktop, pwede nyong i-control yung aking monitor para kayo ang mag-type.
Pwede ba yun, ma'am? Paano, ma'am?
Nag-laptop ka?
Desktop, ma'am.
Desktop. Sa point mo yung may yung request control. Magre-request control ka.
Saan dito, ma'am? Sa...
Makakapag-share screen ka?
Opo, ma'am.
Sige daw, i-share screen mo daw yung mo.
Okay po, ma'am.
Share screen ka para makita natin.
Ayan. Wait lang, madam. Ayun.
Okay. Tapos, pag i-point mo sa taas yung mo, yung yung cursor mo, meron kang makikita na parang request control something. May magpa-pop up.
So, share screen na ako, ma'am, but wala pang nagpa-pop up, ma'am.
Balik ka doon sa balik ka sa application ni MS Teams.
Ito, Okay, application pala ma'am. Sorry ma'am, wala po application
Oo.
ma'am eh. Ano lang to ma'am?
Anong ginamit? Ano?
Website lang to ma'am eh.
Parang meron din yan. Sige, balik ka daw doon.
Eto ma'am, wait lang. Stop share ko
Balik
muna.
ka sa web.
Ayan. Ayan ma'am.
Ito.
Mm,
Saan na?
Ma'am, nakikita niyo ba yan ma'am? Parang ma'am eh. Ito.
Wait lang. Parang naglo-load pa siya.
Turn off. Together mode. What's this? Ay, sorry. Hindi ba? Hindi ba nakikita?
Ayun, teka lang. Meron ka
Share
dyang
video.
parang may request control something? Wala.
Wala ma'am.
Siguro kasi
download na lang ako ng mamaya Teams.
Kindly click etong ellipse na to.
Hindi ko rin makita yung pinapakita mo ma'am.
Okay, sige. Eto, sige. Ako ang mag-share screen ha.
Apa.
Okay. So, eto. Like for example, eto, yung mga ganito sa taas, kita nyo to? Yung presenting, give control, stop presenting, kita nyo yan?
Sige nga ma'am.
Ay.
Ano yan? Hindi, ayun. Meron.
Meron.
Lumakalabas.
Tapos,
Opo.
merong nakalagay request control?
Hindi, sa'yo meron ma'am. Pero sa akin, ata ma'am eh.
Wala sa'yo. Sige. Anyway, so yun na lang. Pwede na, you may share it na lang. Since merong Notepad++ ka, no?
Yes ma'am. I have ma'am. Nagda-download din ako ng Apache ma'am. Yung sa'yo ma'am.
Oo. Pwede ka sa JDoodle or sa Programmist para doon ka share mo yung screen mo.
Saan yun ma'am?
Tapos punta ka sa programmist.com.
Programmings.com.
Oo, para doon ka mag-compile.
Okay. Papasok na ma'am.
Sa browser mo. Programmist.com.
Ano yun madam? Ano yun ma'am?
Programmist.com.
Programmist? Akala ko programmings. Ayun.
Programmist. Sige, try natin ha. Wait lang. Ko yung ipakita ko sa dito ba yun?
Yun nga ma'am. Share screen ma'am. Ayun.
Naka-shared screen na ka na?
Apa ma'am. Ayun, Programmist. Programmist.com.
Ito ba yun na Programmist or yung 1M lang? Teka lang ha. Masyado. Not this one. Not this one.
Okay. Ay, sakit ng ano.
Learn world. Ito siya na part. Hindi, asa na yung niya? Online compiler. Yan. Ito siya. So, ito siya. Yan. So, you may try your programming here. That is an example.
Online compiler.
Ito, programmist.com, Java Programming Online Compiler.
Ayun. Okay.
Okay na.
Paano ba yun?
Okay. Sige. So, you may, may sample naman dito,
Programming. Uy! Talag ako.
Ayan. Sige. Balik tayo sa ating, saan na to? Balik tayo sa ating problem. This one. Okay. So, yan. Who wants to try?
Online.
Ma'am, pakita ko.
Yes. Yung, ano yung Daryl ito?
Mo ganina, ma'am.
Ito yung Daryl, yung
Print
program
lang.
is that ko. Yung problem. Okay, ito. Print2 ang class name niya. And then, yan. Ipiprint mo si Hi Developers at saka si Welcome to Java Programming. Yes?
Ang method per ma'am,
Putol-putol
siyang
ka,
method dito ma'am.
Yes, Daryl. Medyo ano. Teka lang ha, teka lang. Yes, ano yun, Daryl?
Katong sa method good nga imong to sa ano good ma'am? To sa problem ang method to katong developer.
Ang method doon is ang ano niya, ang i-display niya is Hi Developers at saka Welcome to a Java Programming. The method you will use for printing is println. But the name is print2, yung class name mismo. Okay? So ano na?
Meron na ma'am. Andito na ako sa Java compiler.
Sige daw, share mo yung screen mo kung tama ang ginawa.
Hindi pa ako nakasulat ma'am. Ano nga ulit yung sulatin mo?
Okay. Yung problem, isosolve natin to.
Sige, saan yun ma'am? Kasi ano na ako ma'am. Saan ba yun?
Hindi ko ba na-share? Wait lang.
Hindi ko din makita yung shinare mo ma'am. Baka
Eto.
Ayan. Wait. Ayan. So, ano ba yan? Where a program with a class name print2, the program should have Hi Developers. And welcome to Java Programming Spirit lines used to print to method. So, ano lagay ko sa line ma'am print2?
What do you mean? The name of the class is print2.
Yan. And then, the program should display Hi
Then you will print Hi Developers at saka Welcome to Java Programming. So, possible you will have two programming statement here. One for the Hi Developers and one for the Welcome to Java Programming.
So,
Ma'am, pwede ako, ma'am.
Yes, sino yun? Ayop? Yeah, you want? What are you using,
Yes, ma'am.
Ayop?
Ay, wala,
You're
ma'am.
using your
Pwede na
phone.
ko ingon lang, ma'am, kay cellphone lang, ma'am.
Sige. Sige. There's no...
Pwede na ingon, ma'am.
Pwede mo rin yan i-share yung phone mo. You want?
Sige, ma'am. Wait lang, ma'am.
Sige. You can share
i-open na
using
ng
your
programme,
phone.
ma'am.
Sige.
Ah,
Sige, while you're
I-open
doing
mo
yan,
po.
So, while yung iba, pwede din kayo mag-solve dyan. Then, tingnan natin kung pareho yung ginawa nyo sa ginawa ng mga classmates nyo.
mga naman ito kahirap. Ano ba to?
Sunod mo, ngit yoy.
Na-share mo na, Nathaniel?
Wala pa, ma'am. Wait lang, ma'am.
Sige.
Yung nga ulit yung
So,
isulat mo, ayan. Print2.
Ayan.
The
So again,
program
the name
should
of
display
your
Hi-
class should be print2, and then you have to display Hi Developers and Welcome to Java Programming. Share mo lang yung screen mo, Nathan, ha?
Ay, paano yun?
Ma'am.
Paano ko siya i-display, ma'am?
Ha?
Paano ko siya i-display?
What do you mean? Paano siya sino
Paano
yung
ko
nagsasalita?
Charis, ma'am.
Harris, yes, paano mo i-display?
Pare ma'am,
Paano ko
nag-share
i-display
screen
yung
ako
high,
ma'am.
Chuchu? Yung high developers, ma'am. Ayan,
Use, yan, ipapakita ni
Ayun.
Nathaniel. Sige. So, class,
print 2.
okay.
Public static Chuchu. Static void main string. String. Hard bracket.
Ay, padula ito.
Hard. Tapos close parenthesis. System. Up.
Ano ganun yun ma'am? Welcome. Ang pan ma'am, yung isa ma'am. Yung i-print ko ma'am.
Welcome. Teka lang, tingnan natin ulit. Nakalimutan ko yung ano yun. Welcome to the Java programming or welcome to Java programming.
Welcome to Java programming. Yan. At yung isa, welcome to Java programming. Oh, wait lang. Palpak, mali. Nakalimutan. Yan. At
Yan.
isa, system.
Okay, mauna yung
That print.
Nathan, mauna yung isa, yung high developers.
Yung high developer ma'am. Yes ma'am.
Oo, mauna siya. Ilang copy-paste mo lang, okay na yan, huwag mo na i-delete.
Ito ma'am.
Mag-print ka na naman, ay mag-ano ka na naman type.
Developer lang ma'am. Yan.
Oo, high developers. Tapos exclamation.
Yan. Printing. Then.
Then I should run this, ma'am.
Yes, oo.
Okay, run ko.
Yan.
Okay, sige.
Yan na ma'am. I-run ko na
Okay.
mama.
Oo, sige.
Yes.
Nag-error ako. Mali.
Lalagi siya.
Go back to the
Wala ka
ano.
lang.
Okay, go back to your Nathan.
Yes ma'am.
Go back to your main Java. Kasi ang
Ito
pangalan
na, ma'am.
ng
May
output na ba? Ibalik mo
Yes,
na lang yung
ma'am.
pangalan to main. Ang class
Sa
name
class,
niya,
ma'am?
ibalik mo na lang. Oo, kasi dapat
Sa
iba
main,
pareho
ma'am.
sila ng oo. For the meantime, main na lang talaga.
Ay tama kay. Ang file man,
Oo.
ang file name man sa Java ma'am kay kuan. Main man.
Oo, so yun yung error mo. Okay, saan na yun? Kindly reach, parang kay Harris to.
Yes, ma'am.
Si ano muna, si
Ito lang.
Nathan muna. Nathan muna.
Okay.
Balik muna tayo kay
May error
Nathan.
na.
Nathan, Nathan. Share ulit ang screen mo.
Ay, yes ma'am.
Nawala kasi kay Harris na napunta. Okay, later natin 'yan. Debug natin.
Mayroon siyang 2 errors, ma'am.
Anong error daw niya?
System high developer method print in string. Ito
High
daw ma'am.
Ma'am, tama ka, ma'am.
Wait, yung LN mo, that should be L. That is not I.
Ay,
Print
tama.
LN. Oo.
Kalimutan.
Oo. Ano mo lang, change mo lang. Oo.
Yan.
Run ulit.
Ito na ma'am.
Yan. So, kaya lang hindi siya nag-next line no, pero print LN naman. Sige, anyway, kasi iba kasi sa ano sa
Cellphone ma'am.
web o cellphone. Sige, yan. That's it. Hi developers, welcome to Java Programming. Okay, very good for that, Nathan. How about the others? Thank you for that, Nathan.
Hindi ko nakuha.
Thank you ma'am. Thank you ma'am.
Welcome. Thank you din. Sino pa yung nakakuha?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Sino yun kanina? Kindly raise your hand. May narinig ako kanina na nakuha na daw. Si Daryl.
Ay, mali to, ma'am.
Ay, ano pala?
Mali to, ma'am.
Hindi ko nakuha, ma'am. Mali.
Teka, wala.
Wait lang.
Casey Harris.
Lahi.
Share screen ako, ma'am.
Sino pala yung kanina na nakakuha? Aside from
Ako to
Nathan.
nag-say kanina, ma'am.
Okay.
Ako to, ma'am.
Okay, sige, balik tayo kay Harris. Anong problema? So at least by sharing this one, makikita natin yung the usual na problem ninyo. Sige, anong problema daw, Harris?
Ganyan yan, ma'am. Oh. Tingnan mo, ma'am. Sa
No.
print 2, tama po ba, ma'am?
Ibalik mo lang sa main na name, ang
Main
print
name?
2. Oo, main na lang. Ang main ng name, ang class name mo, wag na lang print 2 kasi ang nakalagay kay Programmist is main. So,
Main.
dapat ang name ng file mo is main. If ang name ng class mo is main, dapat yun din yung class name mo. Case sensitive siya, Harris. So, dapat
Yes, ma'am.
big letter ang M.
Okay.
Case sensitive siya.
Yan, ma'am. Then, tama na ba itong ma'am? Print lin ko, ma'am.
Print LN.
Print LN.
Oo. Parang nag-stack ang ang screen mo. Harris, sa akin lang ba?
Hindi.
Okay,
Dito.
sige. Okay na. Kindly run it daw. Yes, Mark Lester. Mamaya,
Ayun.
Mark ha, after ni After ni
Yes, ma'am. Nakuha ko, ma'am.
Okay, sige. Very good. Yes, Mark. Very good, very good. Mark Lester, yes? Yes, Yorka? Yes, Mark Lester, do you have a question or you want to share your screen? Or accidentally lang na Okay na, sige, proceed tayo siguro with wala na sigurong question si Mark, no? Baka na accidentally raising lang. Kindly down your hands if you don't have a question na. Harris, please.
Yes, ma'am. Tapos na po.
Next is another one here. So we're done with our exercise 2. So I want you to have this simple Java program. I-share ko muna ha. Wait.
Okay.
Di ba nakaka-enjoy siyang paglaruan? Okay, pag once alam mo na siya. Okay, anyway, so yun po. So here we have another one. Kanina ito yun yung problem natin. So na-solve na natin. So hopefully na nakuha naman ng lahat. Okay, again ha, you may watch this video again actually if medyo hindi clear sa inyo para mabalikan niyo yung step by step na ginawa natin. Okay? So again, but then supposedly ang pangalan actually nung ating class is print2, not main. Kaya lang since we are using a Programmist na na site, ang pangalan ng kanyang file is main. So kaya dapat yung class name natin also is main also. Always remember the class name and the file name should be the same. Okay? So yan. So next natin we have here a simple Java in here. So in this example program, what is the class name? You may raise your hand. this simple Java program, what is the name of the program? Or what is the class name of the program? Yes, Daryl.
Ano ma'am? Simple Java program?
Sample.
Okay, sample.
Sample. Sample.
Okay,
Butang ma'am,
sample
butang.
Java program. Sige. Very good, Daryl. Thank you for that. So the name of our or the class name of our simple program here is sample Java program kasi nabasa simple dito. Sige, anyway, so yan. Sample Java program. So again, all Java components require names. Okay? So names used for classes, variables, and methods. Always remember that. And that name is also called identifiers. Okay? So again here, this is the class name of our program. But meron din tayong tinatawag na variable name at saka method name or function name. And ang tawag natin yun in general is identifiers. Okay? And that and an identifier is a name of a program component such as class, object, or a variable. Okay? So here, that is what we call identifier. Diba? Sa simple natin dito. So again, every class has its identifier. So if you want to call this class, tatawagin mo siya by its identifier name. Okay? So yan po. Si sample Java program. Now we have here, okay? We have here, we have a requirements in naming our identifier. Okay? So dapat dito, it must begin with a letter of English alphabet. Yan. Okay? And then, an underscore, pwede din yun. Pwede siya mag-begin with underscore, English alphabet, or a dollar sign, like this one. Pwede yun siya. And then, an identifier can contain only letters, digits, underscores, or a dollar sign. Hindi po siya pwede yung may space. Okay? So, again, white spaces are not allowed, and it can be, if we are talking identifiers, it cannot be a reserved word, such as yung public or class. Unless siguro, since case sensitive siya, di ba ang public natin, it started with a small letter P. So kung siguro nilagay mo big letter na P, so maybe pwede siya. But yun nga, hindi siya din the usual na sinasuggest. Okay? So again, you cannot name your identifier same with the reserved words we have. Okay? And then, identifiers are case sensitive. So the identifier number na big letter, yung big letter lahat, capitalized lahat, is not the same with the number na naka-small letter lahat. Iba yun sila. Okay? Kasi case sensitive nga siya. And then it cannot be one of the yung mga logical na mga na result, like yung true, false, or null, hindi siya pwedeng gamitin as identifier or name. Okay? So, hindi siya pwede kasi they are primitive values. So, meron siyang, kumbaga, definition kay Java. Okay? So, though hindi sila reserved words, pero hindi natin sila pwedeng gamitin kasi they are literal values, kumbaga. Yung true, false natin at saka null. Okay? So, in naming class identifier, it is a good practice na to capitalize the first letter of each word. Yung sa class class name natin. So, dapat nakakapitalize siya. So, like this one is considered as class name kasi nga nakakapitalize siya. This one naman, it could be a variable name or it could be a method name since hindi nakapitalize yung first letter niya. So, ganun yung palatandaan, yung parang ruling, kumbaga, guidelines. But, of course, it will not give us an error actually. Guidelines lang, parang standardized rule ng programming na part in terms of naming your identifier. Okay? So, yun po. So, eto siya, hindi siya pwede kasi mayroon siyang space. Ito naman, hindi siya pwede because of the dot. And then, this one, operators, hindi siya pwede. And this one, kaya siya error. Okay? So, this one is an example of legal or valid identifiers, while this one is not. Okay? So, any question about the identifier so far? Wala? Okay,
Wala
so
na po,
maybe
ma'am.
okay, very good. So we will proceed. Thank you for that. Okay, proceed tayo with the next slide. So these are the reserved words we have. Okay, so when we say reserved words, actually, these are, or it has a special predefined meaning and cannot be used in naming variables, or even in classes, methods, or any other identifiers. Hindi mo to siya pwedeng gamitin. Eto sila. Kasi meron yan silang mga special meaning or predefined meaning sa ating programming language. Okay? So the Java language actually designates certain words that the compiler recognizes as reserved words. So the following table here, table lists are all the reserved words in Java. Okay, static, int, interface, finally, float. Ito yung mga reserved words na meron tayo na hindi natin pwedeng gamitin as identifier name. Okay? So, also again, the values true or false, hindi siya reserved words. They are literals na mga value, but then you cannot use it as an identifier. Okay? Literals sila, hindi sila reserved words. Okay, so we have here another example. Okay, example of invalid use of reserved words. Bakit? Anong error dito na part? In your own idea. This one. Anong mali dito na part?
The name
Public
of the
class.
class, ma'am.
Bakit?
Abstract kasi,
No
I don't
letter.
know, yes, ano ba? Wait lang.
Ibalikan natin dito. Sabi, eto, kasi,
Reserved word siya, ma'am.
okay, very good.
Yes,
Abstract is a reserved word. So, hindi mo siya pwedeng gamitin
Gamitin.
as identifier. Okay, thank
Yes
you
po.
for that. Okay, so thank you for that. Okay, so okay tayo dito. Ito naman, so main method. Okay, so balik tayo sa main method natin. Okay, so the main method here, this is our main method. Obvious naman kasi meron siyang nakalagay na main. Okay, so the main method is a special method in every Java application. Kagaya ng sinabi natin kanina, di ba? This is use an entry point to execute the program. So, yung compiler natin, una niyang hahanapin is si main method. Okay? So, pag walang main method, i-inform ka niya na wala kang main method, so wala siyang i-execute. Okay? So, all Java application must include a class containing one main method. The main method can be defined in any class as kagaya nito. Public static void main, args. This one actually, this is a variable, this is a data type. And this one is a variable name, args, argument for short. Okay, so again, even if you will not name it as args, as long as it is a variable, okay lang yan. Pero yung standard sa kay Java args ang kanyang nilalagay dito. In this way kasi, it will accept, or sabi nga natin, accept or get a value from other sub-method. Okay, so the basic parts of the method main are the heading and the body, which is this one, the public static void main. Okay, the statement enclosed between the what we call it curly braces, eto siya. So meaning eto yung ending, beginning, and this will be your ending. Always pag may open curly brace, dapat merong kapartner na ending curly brace natin. Katulad din ng class na to. 'Diba? So, ganun yun siya. So, the body contains the declaration and the execution of the program. So, here is the sample na meron tayo sa body niya. Okay? So, the keyword public is an access modifier. So, eto. So, meaning pwede siya sa lahat. Okay? Pwede mo siyang tawagin. Okay? Yun nga, naka-public siya. Okay? To call it and run the class. And then, the keyword static means that a method is accessible and usable. Okay? Again, the static means the method is accessible and usable. And then the keyword void indicates that the main method does not return any value when it is called. Etong void na to. Okay? So meaning yan, hindi tayo magre-return. Pag tinawag siya, yung main method, hindi siya magre-return ng any value. But pwede siyang mag-accept ng value. Okay? And then, the main method means does not send any value back to either other. Yun. The name of the method is main mismo. Diba? Para lang siyang identifier din. Yeah, identifier siya, pero kay method. Okay, which is main ang pangalan niya. Okay, well, this one identifier, pero we're talking about class naman. Okay, so the contents between the parentheses of the main method, which is string, ito yung sabi ko kanina, represent the type of argument that can be passed to the main method. So kung mag-accept man siya, ang gagawin niya is, ang i-accept niya is only string value. Remember, we have a lot of data types, so pwedeng integer, float, any other pa. But then, this part, ang kanyang tatanggapin lang is only string value. Okay, so later isa-isahin pa natin yung different kinds of data types we have. Okay, and then, we have here, so, requirements na in Java development. So, for you to, kanina we are using the programmist.com, diba? Okay, so, if you want to do it one by one talaga, okay? So, not using the browser or yung programmist.com, ito yung mga kakailanganin natin. Okay, so first, ang question is, what are the tools required in developing a Java program? Okay, so in order to write and run a Java program, there is a package that needs to be installed. And that is called the Java SE Development Kit, which is ito. Okay, so this includes the Java runtime environment. So ito, laman yun yun. And command line tools for writing applications and applet. Okay, so Java runtime environment covers most end users' needs. It contains everything required to run Java applications on a system. JDK includes a complete set of JRE tools for developing, debugging, and monitoring Java applications. Developing, ito yung part na you are doing, parang you are coding, diba? Debugging is ito yung fixing of errors kung meron. Okay? Yun siya. And take note, the Java SE Development Kit is needed to install to the computer to write, compile, and execute Java programs. As long as you have this Java SE Development Kit, kahit wala ka pang IDE like NetBeans, Notepad, NetBeans or yung programmist natin, you can still run your program even if you are doing the coding sa Notepad natin. Pwedeng ganon. Okay? So, one of the important file na meron si JDK or package includes yung Java compiler. Okay? Which is yung Java. Okay, Java compiler natin. Ang name ng file niya sa package is Java. Okay? Kumbaga yan. J, small letter ha. Yan. Java. Ganyan yung file name niya sa package. Okay, so meron din interpreter which is Java kasi after niya i-compile, ibabalik niya naman, 'di ba? Sa ano din, sa human language. And then we have also the archiver which is the jar. Naka.jar siya. Okay, so jar file. So GDK is available on Oracle site. So pwede mo siyang download and then install it to your computer or laptop. So it's up to you. Okay? So yun po yun. So saving and compiling a Java program here. Yan. So like for example, if you have a program like this, diba? Public class, first Java program as a class name. We have the main method and then ito yung gagawin niya. So ina-expect natin na it will print first Java application. So paano natin siya gagawin ngayon? Using our command prompt. So first, ito gagawin natin. Of course, first, ang step 1 natin, we will create a folder in the drive or in any directory. So, in that directory, dyan located, we will save our code. So, again, you can use the text editor. Sige, isa-isahin natin ha. So, I will share my screen. And then, I will make it step by step. Okay? So, wait lang. Okay. So, first, I will open a notepad. Text editor lang gamitin ko. I will not use the Apache. This is the basic, basic way on how to make a Java program. Teka lang, we will try to admit Rivero. Okay. So, yan. From here, I will make a program. Nakikita niyo yung notepad ko? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sige. Sige, from here, I will make a program muna. I will do the coding muna. Later ko siya isi-save. So, I will have public class and this, I'll name it for demo. Okay? Yan. Then I have here. So, mag-indent tayo para maano natin. Ma-differentiate natin siya with class at saka yung method. Public static void main. And then, may pumapasok pa. Wait lang. Add natin. Okay, and then string, square bracket, args, another curly brace. Sige, ano natin, ibaba. Okay, so remember, if merong open, para hindi natin makalimutan, diretso, close tayo. Yan. Then, we have here, system, out, print. And then we have here, yan. Kindly turn off your audio first, please. Okay, so halimbawa, first, Java program. And so we have a code already and we will expect that it will be printed. Yung first Java program natin. Okay? So again, the name of our class is for demo. So if we will save this one, so dapat ang kanyang pangalan, kopyahin lang natin, is for demo also. The file name and the class name should be the same. Okay, save as. Okay, like for example, I will save this one sa aking desktop na lang siguro, but then I'll make a folder na lang for it para sa kanya. Okay, so papangal. Okay, yan, demonstration na folder. So dito ko siya isi-save. And then I'll make I'll save it. Yan, for demo. Remember, it should have a .java. Yan. Okay, then save. So you will check later. Check yung folder natin. Meron siyang for demo na file. Okay? So yan. Check nyo ha, isang file lang meron dyan. Kasi later, magiging dalawa yan. Okay? For demo siya. So since we have a program already, using this notepad text editor, okay? So, after that, pwede na tayo ngayong i-compile na natin siya using our command prompt. Okay? Yung console natin. So, this time, punta tayo sa ating command prompt. Just type kung wala pa dyan, CMD. Yan, yan siya. Then, yan. First na gagawin natin from here kasi if we will open our command prompt, it will direct you into a C drive. Okay? So sa C drive mo, dapat ipo-point mo yung command prompt mo doon sa directory kung saan na-save yung iyong program, which is a for demo. Okay? So first, ano muna natin? Point muna natin siya kay saan ba? Saan to nakalagay? Okay, since nasa C lang din siya, then ang gagawin natin, kopyahin lang natin to, yung directory na to, copy, and then C, change directory. Yan, CD, change directory. Pero in case nasa drive D ka, una mong gagawin is type mo muna D. Tapos, ganyan. Tapos bago ka mag-change directory kung saan siya nakasave. 'Di ba? D yan. Halimbawa, sige, sample tayo. Halimbawa, nasa D, drive D, yung program mo. So, drive D ka muna, enter. So, nasa directory ng drive D ka. And then, change directory kung saan siya nakasave talaga. Yung dito, kukunin mo to. And then, yan yung ilalagay mo dyan. And then, enter mo siya. In my case, kasi nasa C siya, so ibabalik ko siya kay C muna bago ko ito ilalagay. Okay? So, change ko siya into C. Balik ko siya sa C kasi nasa C yung file ko. So, nandyan na siya. And then, change directory ko siya. Kopyahin ko yung, ayan. And then, enter. Now, titingnan ko ngayon through command prompt kung ano yung laman ng folder ko. Do alam ko naman kung anong laman niya. But then, as if wala tayong window, hindi window ang ginagamit natin, command prompt. Remember, yung first na programming natin, hindi siya window based. So, kailangan natin textual talaga. Okay? So, for me to see kung anong laman ng aking folder na demonstration, I will have the dir keyword. Then, enter lang. So, yan. Ang laman is for demo.java. Isang file meron siya. For demo.java. Now, after ko nyan, next ko na gagawin is, since na-locate ko na kung saan yung data ko, I will use or kailangan ko yung Java compiler. But for me to use the Java compiler, kailangan ko munang iset path yung command prompt ko or yung CMD ko. So, we have here, set path ko siya kung saan nakalagay si Java compiler. The usual, ang Java compiler natin is nakasave yan siya sa ating drive C. Okay, tingnan, and then program file. So, tingnan natin. We have here, halimbawa, sa this PC, drive C, and then program files, hanapin mo si Java kasi nakapag-install na ako ng JDK. So I will use this JDK. Okay, ang dami kong JDK, updated kasi ang inano ko. So meron akong JDK 15, pero puro yan merong compiler, but then I will use the updated one. And then punta ako sa bin, nandyan yung Java ko na file, yung compiler. Then I will copy yung sa address bar. I'll just copy that one. And then, ika-copy ko dito sa set path ko. Kasi kailangan ko yung Java. Okay, for compilation. Okay, then yan. After that, again ha, enclosed by double quotation. After that, just click or ano yung enter natin. So, meaning okay na. After that, pwede mo na siyang i-compile yung program mo. Okay? So, are you going to compile it? Just type. Okay? Tatawagin na natin si Java compiler. Java. And then, kung ano yung program, which is eto, for demo. For demo.java. So, ipapakompile natin sa kanya. Okay? So, yan. So, since walang ibang sinabi, meaning successful, wala kang error. I mean, syntax-free ang code mo. Now, since na-compile mo na siya, ang gagawin mo ngayon is, ipaparan mo na siya ngayon. Titingnan na natin. So, tingnan nyo. After ko nag-compile, tingnan muna natin balik yung ating folder. Meron na yan siya dapat another file. Yan, nandyan na si class. So, ito yung sinabi kanina. After mo ng compilation, after ni compiler gawin yung task niya, maggagawa siya ng another file. Tingnan natin ngayon yung ating folder talaga na hindi naka-command prompt. Yan, meron na siyang that class. Meaning, syntax-free yung ginawa mo na program. Kung hindi siya syntax-free, hindi din siya gagawa ng that class. Always remember that. Now, okay na, nandyan na si that class, meaning ready na siya for giving an output. So, Java, then for demo. Then enter. Yan, print. First Java program. Question? Question so far for this? Madali lang ba? Kailangan mo lang siyang kabisaduhin eh. Okay pa ba tayo dyan? Information overload na ba? Nasa basic pa lang tayo ha.
Nako.
Nasa basic pa lang tayo. Ito yung way if you don't have any IDE like NetBeans, yung programmings natin. So, pwedeng install mo lang yung JDK mo kasi medyo magaan siya. And then, as long as meron ka lang editor, so, pwede mo na siyang i-run through command prompt. Yun nga lang, you really have to familiarize with the talaga. Yung mga, magsiset path ka, magsi-change directory ka, yung ganun-ganyan. So, yun.
Ma'am, may
Okay.
question ako, ma'am.
Yes.
We have F2F class naman, ma'am, no?
Yes, for 1 week, I think. I-fix pa namin. After this one, di ba, first week ngayon, and then next week, second week natin, tawag nito, for the third week, would be your face-to-face. So, paalam kay mama at papa, baka ganun yung ibibigay naman namin yung schedule. I-settle lang namin with the admin and with the school. Meron kayo para at least maano natin na face-to-face talaga. Iba kasi yung face-to-face talaga and some of your classmates talaga wala ding resources or walang computer. So, kailangan natin ang laboratory mismo ng school.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, welcome. Yes, Castillo.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, nag-chat ako si Belen, ma'am. Nag-chat si Belen sa kuha na nahawa daw siya sa meet, ma'am, kay nalubat daw yung cellphone.
Okay. Sige. Baka makabalik pa siya. Kasi meron pa tayong quiz, di ba? Tsaka activity pa after this. Okay, so proceed tayo, no? So what time is it? Alas 4 na. Sige. Bilisan natin kahit ang quiz na lang at saka yung i-assignment na Synchronous na lang. But then we need to finish the topic for today. Okay? So, okay na tayo siguro nito. And then, anyway, again, you can watch naman the video para makita nyo yung step-by-step na ginawa ko sa natin, command prompt natin, sa console natin. Okay, again, this is a console part, console application. Okay, now let's proceed to, saan na ba? Teka lang, anong nangyari? Wait lang ha. Okay, we'll go back here sa ating presentation. Okay. Kita nyo na yung presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So, kanina yun nga, ipinakita ko na on how are we going to run our program using our command prompt. So, naka-console tayo. So, this time, eto naman. So, debugging syntax errors. Okay, so when we say again, debugging, kagaya ng pinag-usapan natin kahapon, topic natin, debugging is a process of correcting your errors. Okay, so debugging syntax errors because it could be a typographical error, typo in a way na, di ba, possible case sensitive kasi yung ating Java, so baka naka small letter lang, big letter, or baka may na-miss lang tayo. In this case, we have an example na program na to. So, in this example, the error is, anong error dito? Pansin nyo.
Walang ano, ma'am, yung ano good sa last, ma'am. Sa open and close, ano, para
Semicolon.
welcome to Java programming yung last name walang ano.
Okay,
Semicolon po.
very good. So, ang problem nito, thank you for that, is wala tayong semicolon dito. Okay, it should have a semicolon. Actually, when debugging a program, meron namang isasabi si Javac sa'yo kung ano yung problema. Eto, meron siyang, yan. So, expected daw ng semicolon and wala kang nilagay, so nag-error siya. So, in our case, so halimbawa, so you have to, okay na to siguro, no? Hindi na ako babalik doon sa command prompt. Okay, so ganito ang gagawin ni command prompt. Sasabihin niya yung error mo. Pag once na, like for example, ganito, or any other error. Okay, so always remember, take note lang natin, when correcting any errors or changes that were made to the program, it is required to recompile the Java program. Otherwise, changes will not be applied to the class file. So, ang gagawin mo, i-recompile mo talaga siya. Okay? And then, bago mo siya ira-run ulit. Okay? Walang problema sa other IDE or sa ating IDE kasi ang running part is compilation and giving output na. Ang problema natin pag kay command prompt kasi pa isa-isahin mo siya. You will compile muna bago mo siya ipapatakbo talaga yung program. So, kung nag-debug ka at hindi mo kinompile, useless din siya. So, ang step is go back to compilation ulit. Iko-compile mo ulit siya. Then, run ulit. Okay? Then, halimbawa, nag-edit ka ng program mo, compile mo na naman siya, and then, run mo na naman siya using your Java. Okay? Ganun yung cycle niya. Hindi ka pwedeng nag-edit ka, run ka diretso kay command prompt. Pero kay IDEA, okay lang yun. Walang problema yun. Kasi, parang one task na siya for IDE na running is a combination of compilation and at the same time running. Okay? Ganon. Okay, next is we have this one. Another one here. Ano yung problema daw? Yung problema dito na part?
The name, ma'am, debugging program, dapat it should be big letter yung P, I think.
Sa public?
Yes, ma'am, public class.
Okay. Okay. It could be a public class but the name of Saan tayo nag-error? Public or yung part ng public class mo?
Sa name, ma'am. Debugging program.
Okay, sa debugging program. Okay, so it should be big letter according to, or pwedeng ang class name mo, ang file name ang papalitan mo, or ito ang papalitan mo. So ang pangalan kasi ng iyong yung program mo is debugging program, which is naka big letter P ang program.
Yes.
Okay, so pwede, ang possible mo na action nito is it could be ang mas madali, palitan mo na lang ito dito sa class name kaysa i-save as mo na naman siya, 'di ba? So ganoon. So pero pwede pa rin 'yon. Pwede mong i-save as siya and then gawin mong small letter ang P doon sa class name, sa file name mo. Pero again, better dito na lang. And tama din naman na dapat big letter siya kasi we are talking about class name and then two words siya. So first letter word is first letter in a word should be a big letter. So yun yung error niya. Thank you for that. Thank you. Next is another one. Anong error meron tayo? What is good nandyan si command prompt para i-guide tayo, diba? Anong error dyan apart?
It should not have that, ma'am. Sa
Very
public
good.
class debugging
Tapos
program.
ano ma'am, yung
Yes, yun. One of
ano
the
ba yung
ruling
tawag
ni
ng
ano,
pen,
diba?
ma'am? Kaya na pa rin, ano?
Ruling, ano yun? One of the error here is eto. 'Di ba? Kasi one of the ruling ni identifier or naming ni Java, okay? One of the ruling ni Java in naming your identifier is dapat wala tayong dot. Okay? The other one is meron? Ano pang isang problema?
Yung open and close, ano ma'am?
Curly brace.
Curly brace.
Okay? Okay, thank you for that,
Curly
Castillo.
brace
So
po,
here,
curly brace.
oo. So, dapat may isa pa dito. Yan. So, dapat partner yan. So, partner nito is ito. And then, partner niya is ito. Okay, very good. So, at least, di ba, nasusundan na natin. Excited na ba sa mga iba pang program natin? Okay, so another one here. What caused the error here? Parami ng parami yung error, no? Sige. So, we have 3 errors daw here. So, first error is what?
Yung sa public class, ma'am. Dako ang C, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Okay, so dapat ito, small c lang to dapat, 'di ba? So, yan. Another one.
Tapos, then yung ano,
Karing sa
tatlo,
welcome to Java programming, ma'am.
yung
Kulangan
welcome to
siya
Java
isa ka
programming po.
connotation, ma'am.
Kurang ano ma'am.
Isa-isa lang, please. Sino yon? Raise your hand.
Yung sa
Raise
Java
your
programming
hand.
po, ay ano ma'am, welcome to Java programming.
Okay, sino yun? Si Ayop. Sige, Ayop. You're raising your hand.
Karing sa welcome to Java programming, ma'am. Kulangan siya isa ka taas, ma'am.
Okay. The double quotation. Tama? Okay, ano pa?
Yes, ma'am.
Sino pa? Raise your hand. Thank you for that. Raise your hand. Ano pa yung problema dyan? Sino yon? Si Lester? Yes, Lester? Mark?
System, ma'am. System.
Putol-putol talaga si Mark. Kanina pa hindi siya makaano yung audio. Sino yon? Kindly raise your hand, please. Meron tayong raise hand dyan. Okay, si Lawrence pa yun? Lawrence? Ang nag-raise?
Ma'am. System.
Okay. Thank you for that, Lawrence. We have system here. It should be big letter S. Okay, so yun. Madali lang, di ba? Madali lang ba? Madali lang yan. Kaya yan. Okay, so yun. So thank you for that. So next tayo, if meron tayong syntax error, remember we have two different kinds of error, di ba? The first one is syntax error. The second one is the logical error. Okay? So, logical errors, when we talked about logical errors, just a review from yesterday na topic natin. These are errors that occur when the syntax of the program is correct, meaning syntax free siya, and the program compiled successfully. Di ba pag syntax error, syntax free siya, magko-compile talaga siya successfully and it will create another file which is class. Ang problem is, it will produce an incorrect results when executed. Sabi ko nga kahapon, like for example, in-expect natin na value, pag 3 plus 3, 6, pero ang lumabas is 5, so that is logical error, meaning mali yung ating formula or program statement na nilagay. Diba? So, in the example, the program successfully compiled successfully, but when executed, there is an error saying that, ano ba, ang tawag dyan, that the main method is missing. Bakit kaya? Okay, so this is an example of logical error. Paano siya? Main method not found in a class debugging program. Please define the main method. Anong error kaya dyan? Actually, considered siya as hindi naman siya typo. Kasi you can have ay ano talaga. Sige, paano natin to isosolve? Meron akong sinabi kanina, every method kasi, every class should have a main method when you want to run it. Diba? Na siya talaga yung ira-run mo. Now, what is the problem with this?
Yung main natin, ma'am, is dapat small letter, I think.
Okay, dapat
Sa
siya
public static void. Small letter
okay,
yung
so,
main. Yes.
okay, thank you for that. So, dapat siya, if that is the case, pwede nating sabihin na syntax error siya, typo siya. But then again, sabi nga natin, we can have a method kasi. We can have a sub-method kasi. So, pwede na meron tayong eto na method na nakapangalan na main na big letter M. And then, pwede din tayong may isang method pa, which is the main method really na naka-small letter M. And that is our main method talaga. Okay? So, this one could be a sub-method. Pwedeng ganon. But in the case, it could be pwedeng typo lang siya. So, kaya ang error natin is main method not found. So, ang possible way natin, yon tama yon, dapat i-small letter M natin siya. Okay? So, kaya hindi siya inaccept as syntax error kasi you can have a method naman talaga na ganito ang pangalan. Okay? Kasi naka big letter M naman siya so walang problema talaga yon. The only problem is that hindi pwede pag pinaparan mo yung program mo na wala kang main method. Pwede siyang walang main method pero hindi siya yung main program mo or main class mo. So pwede yon. So kaya meron tayong error dito logically na main method not found in class. Ganun siya. Okay, so ganun yun. So again, if we talk about logical errors, syntax free siya. Ano pa ba? Syntax free siya and it can be compiled successfully, but the output you are expecting is not the hindi yung naging output mo na nakikita mo. Okay, so yun siya yung difference, the syntax errors at saka na logical error. Okay, now this time we will talk about the what we call comment. Okay, comments natin, any idea what is comment? Actually, pag-usapan na natin siya kahapon din or nung isang araw. What is comment again? Anyone? Who wants to try? Raise your hand if you want to try to answer. When we say comment, that is? Hello?
Ano, ma'am? Are the statements that are not executed by the compiler and interpreter?
Okay, thank you for that. So that our statement na guide lang natin siya. Okay? Guide natin siya. So hindi siya kino-compile. Actually, hindi siya kasali na kino-compile ni compiler. Okay? So ngayon, thank you for that. So ngayon, paano natin siya gagawin sa program natin? Any idea? Paano natin siya gagawin?
Symbol, ma'am.
Okay, symbol. Anong symbol na gagamitin natin?
Hash, ma'am.
Hashtag?
Sa single line comment, ma'am.
Single line
Slash,
comment.
ma'am.
Thank you
Slash,
for...
double slash.
Okay, double slash. Okay, so again, thank you for that. So again, the program that you write should be clear not only to you, but also to the reader of your program. Okay, so part of your programming is the inclusion of comments in the program. So the text in green color, yun yung the usual. Pag naka-green siya, meaning it could be that is a comment. Okay? Typically, yung comments natin can be used to identify the authors of the program. So nilalagay doon kung sino yung author ng program at yung kung ano yung purpose ng line na yon. Pwedeng gayon. Okay? So pwedeng give the date when the program is written or modified. Pwedeng give a brief explanation of the program or explain the meaning of key statements in a program. Pwedeng ganun din. Comments are for readers, not for the compiler. Okay, why? Kasi pag once nakita ni ano ngayon, ni compiler na meron kang slash or backslash, i-skip yun ni compiler. Hindi niya yun babasahin. Okay? So when a compiler compiles a program to check for syntax error, it completely ignores. So hindi niya yun kilala, bahala ka dyan. Since comments ka, wala akong pakialam sa'yo. Okay? So para lang talaga siya sa reader. It could be for a programmer who made that program. Para at least kung magkaroon man ng error, alam niya kung saan siya pupunta. Or meron siyang mga idea, yung lines na yun ay para ito sa ganito, para ito sa ganyan. Or it could be, pwedeng sabihin natin na like for example, you as a programmer naman, kasi you cannot say na you will stay sa isang company forever, diba? So, pag once magka-problema or magkaroon ng trouble yung program mo, of course, yung sino yung papalit sa'yo, yun yung possible na mag-debug ng error mo. So, in that way, matutulungan mo yung sumunod sa'yo na intindihin yung program mo. But then, the usual, hindi naman ganun talaga nangyayari. In reality, kasi if you are a programmer, parang, kumbaga, meron tayong tinatawag yung intellectual property, diba? But in a way, pag once na meron kayong pinirmahan ng company, na pag once na, since andun ka at ginawan mo sila ng program at ikaw ang, tawag nito, trabahante ka nila at bayad ka nila, so dapat pag aalis ka, ibibigay mo talaga sa kanila yung iyong program. So, pero pwedeng ganun. But the usual, unrealistic in a way. Pero pag once na meron talaga kayong pinagkasunduan, obligado ka as a programmer talaga. Okay, so yan yung comments natin. We have an example in here. Okay. So, we have dito, eto na part. This is our comment. Okay, yan yung single line actually. Okay? Single line natin na comment. Okay, so we can have actually a, what we called it kanina, multi-line comments. Pwede mong gawin. Like for example, sige, I'll show you my, Apache na part para makita natin yung comment na part. lang. So, eto na part. So, like for example, teka lang ha. Ang dami niyan. Oh, ano ba to? Dito na lang tayo sa maliit lang. So, if I want to, to make it na comment lang, then I'll have this one. Yan. So, one line lang siya. So, doon kanina naka-green, eto naman naka-gray siya. Depende kasi sa IDE mo. Okay? So, pag i-compile mo to, walang result na ibibigay. Kasi this one, this program statement is comment lang. Okay? Now, if you want to have a parang multi-line comment, like for example, ang dami kong nilagay na welcome to the computer programming 1. Yan. So, it expect that you will have this output na 5 welcome to computer programming 1. But if I want to make this as a comment, / tayo, and then gusto ko 2 lang na welcome to programming ang i-display ko. So, i-comment ko yung the rest. So, ito lang yung magiging output ko. So, 2 lang yung i-display niya. Okay? So, yan. So, that's how commenting works. Okay? So, this is a multi-line comments. Yung kanina na yan, that is a single line comment. Any questions so far? Okay pa? Okay lang tayo? Okay, so we have this one.
Okay pa, ma'am.
Okay pa. Okay, next is, bilisan na lang siguro natin to. Okay, so we have here, okay, so isahan na to. This is an example of, of a comment. And this one is importing. Okay, this is one way of importing. So some of you uses it already during, yung sa pretest ninyo. So this is the way on how to import a package sa Java natin. So, import java.util.date. So, meaning you are using this one na na package. So para ma-display natin yung date could be today. So, ganyan siya. So, we have different packages na pinag-uusapan dito. Okay? So, here. Yan. So, we have java.lang. So, contains language support classes such as class with mathematical operation. So, pwedeng ganon. So, this package is automatically imported. So, pag kailangan mo ng mga mathematical operation, yung mga complicated na, of course, ito yung iyong i-import. Okay? But then, kung plus sign, minus sign, no need naman yun. Diba? So, yun. And then, we have Java I.O. I.O. is input-output. So, contains classes for supporting input and output operations. So, yan naman yung iyong i-import. And then, java.util, so contains utility classes which implemented data structures, kagaya ng example natin kanina. So, pwedeng date, list. Pag meron ka gusto mong i-import or mag-display ng date, then java.util ang tatawagin mo. Okay? Using the import keyword lang din. Okay, and then Java applet, if you're making a Java applet, eto naman yung tatawagin mo or i-import mo. Contains classes for creating applets para bibigyan ka niya ng mga libraries na meron kay applet na package. Then, yung Java AWT at saka javax.swing contains classes for implementing the components of graphical user interface such as buttons and menus. Okay? And then, nakikita niyo ba yung presentation ko? Parang hindi, no? Wait lang. Nakikita niyo? Ito.
Wala po.
Okay? Ayan. So, yan.
Okay po.
Ito.
Okay na
So,
po.
Sige, balik tayo sa sample. Ito yon. This is a one way how to import a java.util date. So meaning magdi-display ka ng date for today. Okay? So bago mo to magagamit na keyword or reserve words, then you have to import muna itong java.util.date. Okay? So ito yung mga tawag nito, bakit tayo bumalik? Ito yung mga packages na pwede nating i-import. Okay? Ito yung java.awatt and java.swing. Ito yung ginamit ko when I make a guessing game na with buttons with graphics. So like for example, sige, balik tayo dito. Guessing game 2, I think this one. Run. Ayan. So, para magkaroon ako ng ganito na interface, gumamit ako ng javax.swing. So, like for example, si 6, sige, 5 muna, at as if hindi ko daw alam kung anong inaano ko, no? So, we have, halimbawa, 45, too high, balik dito, and then, I'll make it 6. So, you get the correct number. So, ito yung graphical interface. So, I'm using the javax.swing. Okay? So, saan ko yan nilagay? Dito na part. Okay, javax.swing. Asterisk, para lahat na ng packages under the swing is nakuha ko na. But, hindi siya sinasuggest na ganyan, ini-encourage. Kasi, the more na marami kang ini-import, the more na magiging mabigat yung iyong, tawag nito, yung iyong program. So, dapat maging specific ka kung ano talaga yung kakailanganin mo. In my part, ang dapat kong kukunin is si J option pane. Yan. Yan dapat. So, dapat maging specific ako para hindi magiging mabigat yung aking program. Okay? So, ito naman yung scanner, though hindi ko siya ginamit kasi pinalitan ko nga siya ng J option pane. Yung scanner natin dito, yung one way to get a value from a user pa rin, same with the J option pane. And the usual, ito yung ginamit ng mga klase nyo. Yung so far na nagpasa, scanner ang ginamit nila. And the this random naman is, ito yung para sa mag-generate ng random number. From the definition, of course, meron ka. Ito yun. And then, input mismatch exception. Ito yung para naman sa mag-handle ng error sa try-catch natin dito. Yan. So, yan this is an example of importing a package from Java para magamit mo siya. Okay, para hindi ka mag-error in a way. Okay, so yun, balik tayo dito. So, we have java.net contains classes for supporting networking operations naman. Okay, next is we have primitive data types. So, ito yung tinanong ko sa inyo dati and I know meron na kayong mga idea nito. So, we have here mga data types natin. May byte tayo, short, int. So, ang value ng byte natin, we have here, ito, like for example, gamitin natin siya, we will declare. So, pwede, ganito lang byte. Who is that? Kindly, sige, mute muna. Kindly mute. Okay. So, yan. So, this is how you declare your variable. So, byte b equals to 100. So, meaning, ina-assign mo yung value na 100 kay b. Okay, like for example, sige, pakita natin sa program. Okay. So, dito lang tayo sa single line. Like for example, alisin ko na to ha. Yan. Like for example, I want to, gagamitin ko yung, saan ba dito? Si int na lang. Int, anong variable name niya? We have a. Again, sa variable name, kayo bahala, di ba? That is just an identifier. So, alam niyo kung ano yung niya. Para siya yung tatawagin mo. So, now I have a variable a, which is naka-integer ang data type. So, all I have to do is, I will call that one here. So, during running, it will display the value of your a. Okay, kasi tinawag ko siya dito. So, run the program, run file, and yan. So, nag-display siya ng 12,400. Okay, now if I will use this one for an operation, like for example, I will declare another variable which is letter B. Okay, so I will make it A times 5. Then I will call the value of your B. And oops, why is it error? Ano daw error niya? Could not find or load main class. Why is, okay, wait lang. Okay, so yan, 62,000. Wait lang ha, add ko muna. So yan. So this is how you declare a variable. Yan. For an integer value, this is, we're talking about the whole number here. For integer value. Okay? So, and then for the short naman, whole number, but then, ang coverage ng ano niya is maliit lang compared to int natin. Then we have long, ano pa rin, ang kaibahan lang talaga niya is yung kung gaano kahaba yung value ng iyong variable. Okay, so it could be trillions, millions, ganon. Ang float naman natin with a decimal value siya. Same with the double. So ang kaibahan niya, the same pa din sa ating ibang data types sa integer is yung coverage ng kanyang value. Kung hanggang gaano siya kalaki, kumbaga. Then we have the Boolean value here. It will give you a true or false value lang. Okay? So, yan. True or false only. For the character here, we are talking about one character. Okay? So, and it is enclosed with, pag ina-assign mo siya is dapat naka-enclose siya with a single quotation for the character. Okay, next is, yan. So, example, actually, meron pa tayong string, diba? So, hindi lang siya nasali dito. Yung string natin naman, so, like for example, in this part, so, halimbawa, I will have here a string. May pumapasok ata. Teka lang. Okay, so may string tayo na A din. It's up to us. Ano lang yan? Sample lang yan. String, hello, developers. So, tatawagin ko si A. Then, I will run this one. So, yan. Hello, developers. Ganun siya. Okay? So, question so far? Okay lang tayo? Okay, next tayo. Para matapos tayo agad. So, this is an example of declaring a variable. So, this is our data type. This is our variable name. And this is the value of our variable. Okay? So, yan. So, meaning mapupunta yung 100 kay score. So, pag tatawagin natin si score, ibibigay natin sa atin na value is 100. Okay? Next is another one. This one is, this is our data type, but this one is our served keywords, which is, it says na etong variable na to, it will never be changed. It can never be changed. Okay? So, final. So, yun. So, final na talaga siya. So, throughout the execution of the program, hindi mo talaga siya tawag nito, ma-change. Okay? So, like for example, sige, like for example here, gawin natin final. Okay? So, okay lang siya. Pag i-run natin siya, okay siya. Now, later, napag na-realize natin na, ay, papalitan ko ng value si A. Gusto ko na, hindi na developer. Hello, client na. Yun. Doon pa lang, hindi ko pa kino-compile, meron na siyang error. Cannot assign a value to final variable. Yun. So, if I run this one, ipipilit ko talagang i-run siya. mag-e-error siya. Run anyway, meron siyang, eto siya, hindi to siya yung data talaga na nandito. Okay? So, since error siya, babalik siya sa dati mo na ano. So, kaya siya nagpa-pop up ng error. So, ang sinasabi, i-remove mo daw yung final para ma-modify mo siya. Ganun siya. Yun yung work ni final keyword natin. Okay? Next is, tama din naman tong ano, yung example niya. Kasi never mo naman talaga ma-change yung value ni pi. Unless you have to be specific kasi medyo mahaba-haba ang ano, diba? Ang 14,159 blah 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 niyan. Mataas pa yan. Pero, if we are talking about a pi, this is always yung pinakaan natin. Value niya talaga. So, final ang nilagay dyan. Okay, next is we have this one. Assignment compatibility. Okay, so for the assignment compatibility here, ang gagawin natin is, tama ba yung value or variable na ay data type na ginagamit natin? Okay, so this is legal, so tama naman. This is illegal because int is for whole number, not for a decimal value. Okay, so dito naman, int score equals 30, okay lang naman to na part. Okay, whole number tayo. But assigning it into a byte, tama ba? Byte score. Ilang bit ang byte meron tayo? Byte B score. Okay, so possible baka nagkamali lang sila dito in a part. Tama naman siya sa ano. Okay, lalampas yung value niya dito. Sige. Yun. So, the usual, eto lang naman. And then, double grade, 2.5. And then, F equals to grade. It could be here, yung value mismo ni grade. Kasi float and double is for, for, tawag na to, for decimal value. But then, ang coverage ni double is greater than or lesser than. Ganun yung ano nila dito. So, possible yun yung problema nila. Okay? Or making a value of yung parang ilagay mo yung B na keywords or F na keyword. Ito na part. Yan. So, pwede mo yung siyang ganun. Pero since grade is parang magkakaroon naman ng error pag mag-e-F ka dyan. So, magkakaproblema tayo. So, nag-e-error siya. In this type of lang, medyo I'm not sure with the with this one. Kasi, wala naman siyang according to dito lang naman. Anyway, sige lang. So, yun, that is assignment compatibility. So, you have to know kung ano yung gagamitin mo na data type if nag-a-assign ka ng value. So, if that is a decimal, then it could be a double or a float. But then, if you're talking about whole number, it could be an int or yung short or long. Okay? So, yun. Next is, so widening conversion. So, ito naman, like for example, the usual kasi, ang Java or any other programming languages, pag nag-a-accept siya ng value, naka-string siya in default. So, if you will compute your that value, since naka-string siya, mag-e-error ka. So, there is what we call conversion na sinasabi. Okay? So, pwedeng from byte, pupunta siya sa short, int, long. This way naman is meaning we are talking about yung capacity ng isang data type na ma-handle na value. So, from byte, pwede siyang, pag double, ito ang double, pwede siyang i-handle niya lahat ito. Okay? But then, of course, with the, coding pa rin. Kasi pinakamalaki si 1, pinakamaliit si byte. Okay? Ang narrowing conversion naman, from malaki na value to small value. Okay? Widening, narrowing. Okay? And then we have here, yan. So, int x equals to 4, double A equals to x. So, that is an example of widening. Okay? From lower na data type to higher data type. Okay? Higher capacity data type. Okay? Ang one of the reason also why you have to know kung ano yung kailangan mo na data type. Kasi pag, like for example, if you are using a, if your value is maliit lang naman, so meaning ang kakailanganin mo lang na space is yung para lang din sa maliit na data type. Kasi kung halimbawa si double ang gagamitin mo and you are talking about the values na maliit lang din, the higher the capacity of the data type kasi, it will consume a memory space. Okay? So, kung maliit lang naman na value ang kailangan mo, hanapin mo yung data type na maliit lang din yung space na i-consume niya sa program mo. Or else, yun yung one reason why we have what we call logging. Okay? So, ganun siya. Okay, next is we have narrowing an example, meaning narrowing from a higher capacity data type to lower one. So from float, binigay siya kay integer. So mas higher si float compared kay integer. Okay, next is this one. So this is one way of using of the cast operator. Okay, para gawin mo si x, gagawin siyang whole number na. So alisin niya to. Okay, casting. Yan. Okay? So, remember float is decimal, int is a whole number. Next is, yan na. We're done. Diba? Natapos din tayo. 4:30. Okay, so, any question? So far?
Wala na, ma'am.
Wala na. Over information overloaded na, no? Sige, anyway, so since wala na,
Overloaded
so,
na.
sige lang kasi kailangan eh. Okay, so, we have here, day 4 quiz na tayo. This is our link. Actually, pwede nyo lang i-visit yung ating i-visit yung ating tawag na to, Classroom, Google Classroom, andun lahat. Pinakita ko naman doon, 'di ba? Sige, pakita ko ulit para ma-remind kayo. Nandun lang naman lahat. Tama ba? May, okay? So, pero kanina ba ito ba? Pabalik-balik, 'di ba? Mahina siguro talaga yung kanyang Okay, so we have here, teka lang. Saan na to? This is our Google Classroom. Okay, so nandito lahat yung kakailanganin natin. Nandito na yung day 4, which is ngayon, day 4 quiz at day 4 quiz, hands-on. So, kindly check lang. And for the class code, ito po yung class code natin. Okay, 4 and 6 WZMN. So, sa mga late na pumasok, at saka ngayon lang pumasok at hindi pa nakapag-comply, dito nyo lang po lahat kukunin. And then, ang materials po, nandito lang po lahat. Pati yung video ng video ng 3 days natin, andito na rin. So, you may watch this one para mag-guide kayo throughout. Okay? Andito na ang handouts. Andito ang hands-on pre-test at saka day 3 and day 4 activity instruction. So, pwedeng dito na kayo lahat pupunta para mag-guide kayo. Okay, if you have some questions, do not hesitate to ask me or message me. Okay, so, any clarification so far?
Ma'am, ano gano'n yung isa assignment, ma'am?
Saan doon? Ito yung una natin.
Yung hands-on, ma'am, hands-on. Yung hands-on, good ma'am, na pang
yung pre-test?
Yung ngayon
kahapon. Ngayon? Ito, yung day 4 hands-on natin. Yung day 4 hands-on natin, meron dito. Sige. Pag-usapan muna natin bago siya. Ito yung hands-on activity day 4 ninyo. So basically, supposedly, you will be doing it using the console. Okay? Using yung command prompt. But I know some of you do not have a computer or laptop. So, any IDE na lang, but then, dapat mag-display siya nitong output na to. Itong Java. Okay? And then, upload nyo dito na link. Okay? Again, ito siya na instruction nasa materials. Okay? So again, ang i-display nyo po is Java. Gets?
Paano, ma'am, pag Para ma'am, pag walay laptop or computer.
Yun, cellphone. You can use your cellphone. Yun nga, hindi na kailangan, any other IDE na lang.
Ma'am, gayahon lang na, ma'am.
Oh, yes, yes. Gayahon lang. It should be, pag ma-display siya, ani ang iyang i-display, Java. Again, you may use your cellphone. Kagaya ng ginawa ni Ayop kanina. Cellphone ang ginamit niya.
Mga apps na para makabuhat og ning ano, ma'am.
Ha? Di ba? Yun, yung pwedeng apps na JVDroid, pwede yung NIDE, or pwede yung programmist.com. Puntahan mo lang si programmist.com, yung ginamit kanina ni Ayo. Hindi mo na kailangan yun siya i-install. Tama ba, Nathan? Diyan pa ba si
Yes,
Nathan?
ma'am. Pinaka-install, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oo, hindi na kailangan i-install. Sa browser mo lang siya hanapin, Daryl. Okay? So, yun. Another one, this is the hands-on ha. Ang ating isa is yung quiz natin. Again, ito po yung quiz natin na link. Okay, everyday dalawa po yung activity natin gagawin. Kaya nga, hindi tayo pwedeng mag-lax or else, 'di ba, matabunan tayo ng mga activity. Okay? So for that, puntahan nyo lang si Google Classroom natin with saan na yun? With this keyword or with this code. Okay? So okay na tayo? Pati yung ano natin ha, pati yung ating hands-on activity sa day 4, nandito lang din sa Google Classroom. And lahat ng materials po nandito lang din. And later I will upload the recorded file or recorded session dito sa materials na naman. So 4 na recorded session ang malalagay dito later on. And ilalagay ko din yung handouts na for tomorrow. Okay, so wala nang tanong? Again, may I just muna, yung mga hindi pa nakapag-attendance? Sino ang hindi ko pa sino pang hindi nakapag-attendance ngayon?
Extra, ma'am.
Okay, we have Ayop, no? Sino pa?
Ma'am.
Kindly raise your hand, please. Okay, we have Castro Lester. We have Sanico. Ay, okay na, Christian. Si Rivero, ang bagal siguro talaga ng kanyang connection. Okay, sige, i-ano na lang natin si Rivero. Kawawa. And then, ang bagal siguro ng connection. Sino pa ba? Si Kenneth Entenado. Okay na, Kenneth. Sino pa ba? Okay na? Tapos na din si Castro. Okay, so we're done. So, thank you so much sa lahat. Hopefully, tomorrow, mas marami tayo. Okay? Mas marami, much better para at least if you have some concerns, masagot natin agad. Okay, so for now, thank you so much sa ating lahat, no? And hopefully, may na-learn kayo from our meeting today. Thank you so much. Have a good day. God bless everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
You may
Sorry
now
po, ma'am.
leave the session. Okay lang, okay lang. Thank you so much.
Welcome po.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.